What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to a new installment of the Casually Chelsea show. I am your host, Marshalldbdx, accompanied by the lovely panelist of Oliver and Real Chris. Before we go ahead and start this jam-packed show for you guys already know what I'm going to say and what you need to do. Be sure to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. 60% of you guys that are watching currently are probably not subscribed, and I don't know why, which... Listen, if you subscribe, it makes your life easier. As soon as you open up YouTube and we're live, it'll be right there on your front page. If you missed the live stream, it'll still be right there on your front page. You don't have to type in Casually FC. You don't have to scroll your life away until you find Casually FC on your feed. It'll come straight to you. So hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it helps out the channel and it helps you out. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so if you want to join in on the live streams and the fun, then it'll notify you as well, to its best of its abilities, but it'll still notify you in some shape or form. So be sure to hit that bell notification. Also, check out the links below to other content, my link tree to my personal YouTube channel and all that fun stuff. The Twitter's down there, our Discord where we play pro clubs on there and have a good time and quite a laugh. So go ahead, check out the Casually FC pro clubs on Discord, and also leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on today's show. And as always, guys, be sure to check out the memberships. There are 4 different tiers. Starting at 99p, you can be a major part of this channel and support this channel by becoming a member. You get emojis out of it, and the more members we get, the more emojis we unlock, the more perks you get, and the better this channel gets in terms of content and quality. So be sure to show your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Big up to y'all. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road, starting off with our first topic, which is a Jordan sponsorship, apparently. So let's read about this. The Jordan brand is exploring partnerships with other clubs, such as Chelsea, given the success of its relationship with Paris Saint-Germain. And then we go here. Next tweet. From Footy Headlines, Jordan will be looking for an English club based in London to cooperate and continue to expand its development in the field of football. Based on the information we have created a Jordan Chelsea mock-up kit, and this is probably going to be what it would have potentially look like with our new sponsorship next season, because Infinite Athlete won't be at the front of the shirt anymore. It will be a sleeve sponsor, and Riyadh Air will be the new front of shirt sponsor. But I mean, this seems pretty simplistic, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna be a little bit more, flary, but this seems pretty straightforward, and I don't know if it's going to actually look anything close to this.
Better than the kit's what's been leaked anyway. Way before those carrots and all that.
I think it's way too plain, man.
I don't care. It's still better than the ones you showed me. I'd rather this over the ones.
That's because you don't have taste, Chris.
I don't have taste. Okay, like this.
Yeah,
this
you don't have
clean.
taste, Chris. You just want this simple ass, just easy fucking cookie cutter kindergarten ass.
You can have all the cupcakes and all these like random emojis on a kit. I'd rather plain and.
You have a whole, Chris. You have a whole ass rainbow, and you choose black and white.
Yes. Black and blue, black and gold. This is why you're
basic. This is why you're bangers and mashed waffle, man. No flavor.
Yeah, let's have all like these magical colors on that kit now. And
what do you mean by that, man?
I'm just saying, this is why, Chris, you're bangers and mash, man. Proper Brexit, Chris, with his color palette, man.
Have you seen PSG? Like, because we're looking at Jordan, right? You seen PSG's kits? I want kits like that. Like, actually.
Yeah, but those are better than just this. This is just black and white with fucking. I could make this in my backyard, Chris. And I don't even have a backyard.
Of course, yes, but like. Something like PSG's like design, I would love.
Trim's back, baby.
Like
had a haircut today. Trim's back, baby. Trim's back. I mean,
did you actually have a haircut? That's the thing, or you just tied it at the back?
Nah, that's good. No haircut. No haircut. I'll just trolling. No haircut, man. I just did my hair today properly.
One day you're gonna actually say you got a haircut, and we're not gonna react. We're like, I don't know. I don't know if you got a haircut.
We just don't notice. Just forgot he didn't cut his hair.
So what do we think about this? I mean, what do we think about the Jordan sponsorship? Are we that set to leave Nike? Like, listen, personally, me,
no.
I don't mind the Nike.
You're not leaving Nike. The Jordan is a part of Nike. It's just like a bonus brand, basically. That's what it is. Because remember, Nike made Jordan. Remember.
But Jordan makes better kits.
No, Nike made Jordan. That's literally Nike made Jordan. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why they only come in Nike. That's why they literally just it's only called Air Jordan or Air Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
But
The more you
still,
know. I never put two and two together.
Touchdown, please. Yes. Yes. Sorry.
I'd still rather Jordan though. I still rather Jordan. I don't give a shit if Nike made Jordan. Jordan actually has like way better kits. Like you look at PSG ones, like, they're way better than our ones.
Can I bring someone on? I know someone that's knows a bit more about this stuff, better than us.
Okay, go for it. Go for it, man.
Okay, I'll send them the link.
Okay, go for it. I mean, I wonder who you're gonna bring on, but I trust your judgment. Brings on minerals. Like, that'd be insane.
I mean, if you were talking about Stone Island, then maybe. If we're talking about Stone Island, then maybe, but I don't know about Jordan.
Yeah. Imagine, Jesus Christ. But I mean, it looks like I like the black. I just need more to it. Like this is way too simple. It's way too simple. It's way too simple.
No, have you seen the PSG kit this year though?
Yeah, but the PSG kit is
It's black,
let me look up the PSG kit.
It's a black kit, but like it's a different design. Like it's a better design.
This season's PSG kit, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, 23, 24.
Yeah. So basically, so got the guy to come on. He'll be coming on shortly with us. But yeah, no, just going back to it really quickly. Jordan obviously, what's it called? Jordan obviously will bring a better branding because rather you basically have the Nike tick on one side, then you have the Jordan thing on the other side. Basically, that's how I usually if I've seen on the PSG.
You sure?
Yeah, it's usually because you have a tick too. You have to.
I don't remember seeing the Nike kit. The Nike.
No, because you have the because what will happen is on the fourth kit it will be like Jordan only, but like on the regular one. But like if you was to have a Jordan as in partnership, you would have to have both Jordan and Nike. But it would be like the Nike tick would be under the actual badge. You know what I'm saying? It would be under the badge. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just don't. To be honest,
Chris, this is the kit you're talking about?
Yeah. That's the kit.
Yeah. So this is the latest.
See,
one,
but that's not simple. Yeah. That's not simple like that draft.
No.
It's nice.
I didn't say.
It's got more design to it. Like I don't mind something like this.
Yes, this kit's amazing. Like Jordan.
No, I'm just saying. Like I would want more.
PSG.
Yeah, this is a nice kit.
What? Yeah. Listen,
we just need to get the European football kit. This Jordan kit, I think, as well. Sorry, Ahmed. Wait, is that you?
Oh, the one and only Zuber.
Okay. Well, I
Chuckle brother.
Well, I was gonna say, like, we're not getting this. I don't think we're getting Jordan if we don't get European football.
I'm gonna mute myself because we're quite close to each other. But he can.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Talk to me, Zuber. What do you think about the Jordan?
I think it'd be very nice, but at the same point, I think it'd be very expensive. And if you don't get Europe, then I don't think it'll be worth it because not a lot of people are going to be wearing it.
I think they did say that that's one of the conditions to the deal.
I wouldn't ask that question. Like,
Okay,
do you mean expensive like for Chelsea?
No.
When you're buying it, it's going to be more expensive than the normal, the Nike.
Yeah, it will
the
be.
Nike ticket.
Yeah, it is. I don't think you know this, Marshall, but basically, like the Jordan brand adds a plus £25, £30 usually in UK money onto the actual kit itself, and like the regular kit these days are already like £80, and that's not even like the actual realistic. So there's the one which is just the regular kit, and then you have the other one which is like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the one that they wear in the actual players wear, which is called a dry fit version, which is already £30 on top. So if you actually get this one. But for just a regular fan, it'll be like 100 something pound. Then it'll be for the one that the actual players were, or it'll be 100 something plus 30. So you could be going upwards to like 130, 140 pounds.
Wait. Like this one says £80 though for PSG.
It's discounted, man.
Are you sure?
This is dollars.
That's
it's
that's like £80.
But on Marshall,
$95.
Yeah, but on Marshall's thing is on discount, if I'm not mistaken. No, Marshall?
No?
Yeah, on Marshall things have got discount.
I can probably look it up. It's not a discount.
Maybe. Here, I'll pull it up again.
Why would it be discount like that?
I don't think it is. It's a replica.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. See, it's a replica, Mark. It's not even the real one.
It's a replica.
My replica's £80 from just Nike though, from Chelsea, because I have a replica like this year's.
Yeah, but replicas do not represent the true value. If I was to go right now, Nike,
I mean, for
Yeah,
a
but the
replica
Nike
for this
kits,
expensive too.
Ahmed, the Nike kits and replicas at Chelsea
Really
are still
nice
the same
boots.
price as that. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a big difference
No.
in like selling it. Like to Chelsea,
Bro,
it's gonna be the same
I'm
price.
here to tell you differently, big man.
You're not. Literally, like
Bro,
my kit I bought this year was £80, and with the name it went up to £100 with the replica.
All right,
Exactly.
so
Like
going
on
into
day
it, yeah.
one.
So it's 130 UK pounds. The Nike one that I was just talking about right now in the UK.
Not
Or
the
the
replica,
Jordan
the
one.
other one, right?
The real one.
Yeah, the real
that-
one.
The one you buy from like the regular shop.
Yeah, I just bought the replica one.
But why would you buy the replica then? If
Because I don't think the real one, because I literally bought it straight away.
I'm not even saying to do one. As you mute yourself, man. Yeah, so you know the one. I'm not even talking about the one that. I'm just talking about the regular ones that you just can buy from the fans. Like the ones I have right behind me. That's just someone that you just buy that from like the stadium. You can buy that from like a random store like Stadium Sports Direct, Nike.co.uk, whatever you want to call it. Or in this case, it would be Umbro. You'd have to go and buy it from because that's the 0405 kit. But like that's what I'm talking about, bro. So like this is what's surprising me personally. That's what's surprising me personally.
What surprises you? Sorry, because I missed what surprises you.
So, no, I'm saying to you, the replica compared to what we got here is the same price.
Yeah. It's the same price. That's what I'm trying
to
say.
Yeah, but I hear you. But I'm saying to you, then why would you buy a replica when you can just buy a regular version?
Well, yeah. Normally you would go for the real one. Yeah.
Because all I'm saying is that it's the same price. So
yeah. A lot of people will buy replicas, by the way. I think because they're cheaper.
No. The reason
Chris with the political answer.
No, because the replicas only make sense for me. Yeah, if the you know like how I know that obviously you can get the old versions. The older versions cost a lot of money, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
The one I've got here cost me £100, bro, and it's got no name on the back, for example. Like, and I had to get it from like it's a real one that was sold and everything like that. But like, it cost me 100 kit, and that's like a centenary kit. Like, it's gonna cost you quite a bit of money. But like, the replica is only gonna cost you £20 or £30.
Wait, so Chris, if it was the same amount of money, why did you get the replica kit?
Because I don't think the real one was out like day one. Because I didn't want the sponsor. I didn't know how quickly that sponsor was going to come. And turns out the sponsor took forever to come. So I didn't have to rush for it.
Pause. But all right, I see what you're saying, man.
I got it straight away. I didn't even get the gold one.
Okay,
I should have got the gold one at least, probably.
Fair enough. Because I you can't get sponsored kits anymore, can you?
No, you can't, man. No. That's why I'm gonna be rich, filthy rich soon.
You can. Next.
Huh?
You can get the sponsorless ones. Next.
That's
next.
Yeah. Check.
It's a UK version. It's a UK store called Next, where you can back it.
All right, I'll check it out while I'm doing the segment. But anyway,
interesting.
I mean, this is going to be an interesting sponsorship if it does happen. I think what you guys said is another thing I heard is the European thing. If we qualify for Europe, we're more likely to be able to get this, and also more likely to afford the sponsorship. Well, actually, no.
No, we have to get.
No, because they'd be paying us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I said.
But to the point, I did see. I said it earlier. I did see a report that was actually a condition to the sponsorship.
Yeah. No, remember, you have to buy. We have to get Europe in some way, shape, or form. So that's conference.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But listen,
Conference League would count.
Yeah. So listen, man. Carabao Cup final gonna be very important, man. You know what I mean?
Carabao Cup final, a fight for the Jordan kit, man.
It's gonna be cool.
Right, man, let's go on to
let's start calling it Jordan Cup final.
A Jordan Cup final?
That's what it's gonna have to be called, man. If you want to get on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the title of that stream to the Jordan Cup final. The Jordan Carabao. But all right, let's go on to the next segment that we got planned out for you guys. This isn't related to Chelsea, but it's a big topic in football, and I feel like it does need to be discussed. And listen, as much as we're Casually Chelsea show, and we're the Casually FC channel, it's a Chelsea-based channel, we like to discuss football. And so, yeah, like Ahmed said, nailed it right in the head. Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Tweet right here from CFC Daily. The Athletic reporting Klopp was wanted by Roman Abramovich on numerous occasions, but Klopp was never keen on working under him, apparently put off by the hire and fire culture at the club. And listen, I know this isn't the tweet about Jurgen Klopp leaving, but we already know this. But I figured I'd integrate this into the discussion about, listen, we could have had Klopp if it wasn't for the sacking and firing of managers, which was becoming irrelevant. It was leading to our decline to a certain extent. Yes, we were getting results and winning trophies, but we were patching up some cracks in the foundations of the club. And yeah, I mean, Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool. Who knows what's going to happen in Liverpool? I listen. Everyone's saying Xabi Alonso, Liverpool, all this and that. I have to see what Xabi Alonso can do. First of all, he hasn't necessarily won the Bundesliga yet. Yes, what he's doing right now is super impressive. Let's see if he can finish that way, right? But it's, I don't know. I need to see it happen multiple seasons in a row in order for me to really believe the hype, you know? Because like everyone was hyping up about the Zerbi last season and what wonders he's working and all that stuff. Yet right now, people aren't really talking much about him because in recent form, he hasn't been doing as great as last season. You know, I think being a multiple competition is starting to show that he can't work with little depth and so on and so forth. So, I mean, with Xabi Alonso coming into the Premier League, taking over a Liverpool that's established such a strong foundation in the recent 5 years, it's hard to. That's a big ask. That's a big torch to be handed down. I think he is likely to be the favorite to go to Liverpool once Jurgen Klopp leaves. And I think what I want to bring into the discussion too is, why do you guys think Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool? Because my opinion, because it's not as simple to me as he just got bored, for lack of a better term, or he's looking for new challenges. But I think probably something to do with the German national team. I feel like he was approached about it. He has considered it over the recent seasons. And I think now he's coming to that point where it's like, you know what? If the seat becomes available, or if the Munich job becomes available, I think that I want to go back to Germany. I want to, you know, I think that's my 2 cents on what Jurgen Klopp's actual decision is here. So, I mean, I don't know. You guys give me your 2 cents. Oliver?
I think two things can be true there. The Germany job obviously will be of interest, especially if he's had prior interest. I do believe I've seen reports of that. And, you know, Nagelsmann, I believe his contract only covers the Euros. It doesn't extend beyond that unless maybe they have a good tournament and then they want to negotiate. But the current contract doesn't go beyond the Euros, so they will need a new manager unless they stick with him and unless, you know, he wants to stick with them too. But just with leaving Liverpool, like, you got to think about it. He joined them in 2015, so it's been almost 9 years now, and that's 9 years of, you know, of constant football in the most scrutinized and most watched league in the world. 2 of those seasons, 2 of those 9 years were heavily impacted by COVID. It's a long time. Like, you know, not everyone can be a Sir Alex or an Arsene Wenger and last, like, you know, near 20, 30 years. So I think it just makes sense, to be honest. You know, and managers do take breaks sometimes. I think Guardiola did take a break after one of his spells. I can't remember if it was after Barcelona. After Bayern, yes, he took a break after Bayern. So this sort of thing just does happen. And obviously going to the national team would mean less work for him. So that can kind of help him out with the whole "I'm feeling tired" or lacking energy for it sort of thing. So I think it makes sense.
Actually, Adrian, while you are in the chat, and I mean you're German, so I would be interested to hear your opinion on.
Really? He talks about French players all the time, so I thought it was French. I thought that's some French connection.
No, I'm pretty sure Adrian's German. Adrian, would you mind putting in your 2 cents about Klopp potentially going to Bayern or potentially going to the German national team? But Ahmed, what were you going to say?
So, can you mute yourself, back? Thank you. So, I just want to say, because I can literally hear myself. That's the problem. So the reason why that I think of Klopp, 2 things that are the case. I think obviously the first reason, I think in football for, you know.
I could have sworn he was German.
Told you he's
bro.
not German, bro. The way he's
Stop assuming people's countries. You ban that.
Oh
He's
no!
like
I'm sorry, Adrian.
he's definitely French, man.
Let's have it right.
Yeah, he's like a French connection. Sorry, he's not
He's
definitely
not
not
even
French.
French, by the
But
way.
he's definitely not French. He's definitely not French.
He could be an English guy.
No. He's
Adrian,
definitely
you
not
got to
French.
correct the notion now.
He's definitely not French, but like he's definitely had some level of French connection because he always speaks about Ligue 1 players quite as well as much as. But
Don't you
going
then?
but going back to it, bro. I just think for me personally, and again, I'm gonna say this here. Personally, two things. I think the first reason is and it's a bit more of a sad reason. I would say is that he's definitely got tired. One thing I think about is that I think we saw it with Ferguson once the league changed from I think 04-05, once Chelsea came in and other stuff and like Wenger came in, it became harder for that guy to like his engine to roll because I think when you're playing the early 90s to the 2000s, you don't really have that much competition for Ferguson. I think Ferguson for almost a decade didn't have any competition. He was
It was him and Arsenal pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, for so long. So when you're like a manager like that, you can survive for a long time, and like your energy is not going to change because all you're doing is just really trying to just chase trophies, and you know if you have the know to do it, and then you've got the players to do it, and you can always bring in the guys that you need to. Then yeah, but like when you're an actual manager at a club where it is being run like a business, where you have to make those changes, you're gonna have to develop these guys. It's gonna take you time to build up that squad, and it's gonna be a very long time for you to do so. That is gonna take energy. It's gonna take a lot of energy out of you. Remember, he started 2015, 16, if I'm not mistaken. No, was it 15, 16? Was first 16 or 16, 17 or something like that? Anyway.
It was 15, 16 season.
Yeah, 15, 16, right? And you look at the squad that you had to start with, and then the number of players they had to bring in over time to develop that squad and bring it to the level they need to be. It took them 4 or 5 years to get to where they are, bro. 4 or 5 years. It took them to where they are, by the way. So it's going to take you such a long time to do so. And it's going to take a lot of energy, particularly at a club like Liverpool. And like I think what also hurts like a manager like him is that his style of play can only last with certain players at 3 to 4 year max. Like, listen, big up to Sadio. Sadio is my driller, you know what I mean? My guy, Sadio Mane. But if you look at Sadio, bro, in the Saudi League or like right now, AFCON, bro, can't run anymore, bro. He's lost the engine. He can't run. He's cooked. You look at Henderson, cooked, can't run. Fabinho,
yeah.
Fabinho is actually the big one because Fabinho, bro, that guy is only 29 years old and he's finished already because of like the style of play. And like, unless you're like someone like a Salah who just got like a crazy engine, right, who can survive that torture for 3 years plus, then you're not making it out of the hood, man. Because you saw it with Trent. Trent had a really bad down year. This year, he looks like he's coming back. He's come back to like his old self, but again, that's yet to be seen if that makes sense. And then the other
not that this goes against your point, but wasn't Trent's season more so riddled with injuries last season?
I can't remember.
I think he may have.
I'm pretty sure he had a
some
few injuries.
He's having a few injuries now too. He's also having a few injuries now. But then that is.
I mean, yeah, he's injured right now. Yeah.
But you know what? You know what that means, Marshall, right? That just goes further into my point, by the way. That.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right. The team is literally killing. Like his style of play is kills his players slowly over time.
I think the thing with that as well is that
football is exhausting.
It is, and the thing with that as well is you look at their spine pretty much. It's Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah. They're all in or past their prime, and so another rebuild is on the way. Has he got it within him to carry that out? And look at how long it took him the first time for Liverpool.
And you know what's crazy, by the way, guys? He's just done another. He's already halfway through the rebuild already, and he's given up already, which is kind of crazy to me. Like a lot of these players now came for Klopp. Szoboszlai came for Klopp. Thingy, like you can make an argument, Gravenberch came for Klopp. All of these players have all come for him.
Say that again. Wait, what'd you just say? That he gave up? What?
He's given up halfway through the rebuild.
Who, Klopp?
But I don't know if that's true though.
That is true, bro. Look, Szoboszlai. Look at that.
I mean, they just reinvigorated their midfield.
I know, but to me, real Chris, real Chris. I was just for your full name, real Chris. Chris, before you go, to me, I don't know. Maybe that's not the right wording. I think the timing of it isn't good for him. It doesn't look good for the rebuild. But I don't think he gave up. I mean, he's on the verge of potentially winning the league. We don't know. He's in first place right now at 5 points.
Broski, he's not winning the league, firstly. He's got, and plus there's a game in hand, by the way.
There's a game in hand. There's
a game in hand right now, by the way. So for Man City,
Man City has a game in hand.
Yeah, and if they win that,
even if Man City win that game in hand, he's still 2 points ahead.
Yeah.
And they yet to face each other again for the second time, round 2. Please,
well, yeah, that's.
context.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the
like
history
years
for
and
a
years
time.
ago, Klopp did say he's gonna like leave him within 7 years, and he still stayed longer than 7 years. So
yeah, but
like, I don't. So that's why I don't believe
he
Klopp's
only
like
had one
done because
injury.
they're in a rebuild stage. Like,
So for
Klopp's
me,
never planned to stay this long, anyways.
So for me, the second reason that I was gonna bring up here, I think also the other thing for me also is that, and this might be a hot take of mine, but like Pepito and Man City broke him too. I'll be honest, bro. Pepito and Man City kind of broke the guy too. Going back-to-back seasons with the same guy, yeah, with 1 point behind them, both times, yeah, in your prime team seasons, bro, and only having currently one Premier League and what is most likely to be only one Premier League to show it. It's heartbreaking.
Didn't Klopp have to deal with that in Germany too, with Bayern?
He won 2 Bundesligas.
Yeah, he did. He
That's
did
the
win.
difference.
Wasn't he competing with Pep? Was Pep at Bayern at the time, or was it Ancelotti?
Yeah, he was.
He was. It's not like exactly the whole time.
Him and Pep were both at Bayern, by the way. But Pep was at Bayern.
But he still won the league, even though Pep was at Bayern.
Yeah, but like you look at that, bro. Pep broke him again. Like,
it's hard to compare.
He got close though. He got close 2 seasons ago.
That's why it broke him.
He's close now.
City's team versus Liverpool's team, where one team spends a shit ton and one team doesn't.
Wait, but like, hold on. This is the thing. I disagree with you because I feel like if I would agree with you if you had this argument last season where they had possibly their worst season in the last 5 years. They were all the way mid-table and then they managed to get to Europa. This season, he's reinvigorated the team.
But Marshall,
you look at
Marshall.
Go ahead.
Why is he giving up now? Only one.
I think it's always been planned, and I think maybe behind the scenes there's a good offer on the table.
I was going to suggest as well, dealing with FSG, maybe.
No. Dealing with FSG, all of those are play a part, but I also think what you're not getting at is the fact that yes, Pep broke this guy. Like, we need to be honest, guys. His best and most prime team only came twice 1 point behind this guy to win the league, and it took COVID and the time in which we just previous before COVID, for him to finally win to win the league.
True.
Right. So and remember, he had a team of Alisson, prime Mane, prime Salah. You know what I mean? All of those guys, and the only thing he has to show for it is guess what? One
Champions
EPL.
League, one
EPL.
Premier League.
But no, even you can talk about the Champions League also in a similar thing.
But that team was a team that always competes. That team will always compete.
But again, like I think the other point with that thing that you guys are talking about, even the Champions League, 1 to 3 finals, only won 1.
Yeah.
Like he's so like you can make the argument, and this is an argument that I don't personally agree with, that he's underachieved in both the
I don't think he's underachieved. The budget they have now.
He has.
No, but like you can make the argument that but like a cynic person, a person that's cynical would make the argument that he's underachieved. A cynic can make the argument, and it would be the.
You talk about the players they have, but he's the one who's actually made them as what they are. Like he's the one. Like Salah was a nobody before Liverpool. He wasn't even that important for.
Do you know why?
He's a 30 million player. He actually wanted Pulisic before Salah because Salah wasn't even a known player. They picked Salah because he's a cheaper player. So and it turns out it worked out.
No, listen. No one's talking about I'm talking about the trophy winning. That's the main thing that he will be judged by.
You're competing with Man City.
Okay,
no one can compete with Man City. But Liverpool. But Chelsea can't. Man United can't. Tottenham can't. Like
the irony is. Listen, but Chris, you know what the irony is? The irony is, bro. You're seeing all of that, but in the same period right now that between Chelsea and Manchester and Liverpool, we have the same amount of trophies.
Since when?
Since 2015.
Since he came into the pitch.
Yeah.
So what are we saying? Are we saying then Liverpool that have been the most organized, everything like that,
But you really
how
should
can
see.
they be-
You remember
how can
how
they
bad
be-
that team was when he joined Liverpool.
No,
That
but
team
like
was literally in 8th, 7th
but
position.
no. Again,
Like mid-table.
I'm giving you the cynic perspective. Someone that's being a cynic, that's been a dickhead, yeah, would say that to Klopp, which
Wow.
in terms of like his era, if that makes sense, right? Now, I think for me, that's kind of funny. By the way, when I heard that stat, I was like, that's ridiculous. By the way, the fact that we somehow been able to win the same amount of trophies that same amount of trophies as him, because that's kind of crazy when you think about how strong their team was. By the way, that strong that Liverpool team is, to somehow that happen, guys. I don't know about you guys, but
I think
you don't think that's crazy.
the strength of the team was where
No,
you
I
can
think
definitely. The strength of the team is definitely where you can agree with the cynics that say that he underachieved, because you had quote unquote the best goalkeeper in the world, which I agree with. You had quote unquote, some people would say the best centre back in the history of the Premier League. I don't agree, but he was definitely the best in the league at the time.
Everybody laughed when Liverpool signed
You know,
Van Dijk as well.
you had the two best attacking fullbacks in the world. You had one of the most fluid front threes that the Premier League has ever seen.
That's down
And
to Klopp,
you
though,
have
mainly.
yeah, but it's down to Klopp. But what does he have to show for it? Pep has 5 league titles. Klopp has 1.
Yes, because like I say, like
Pep has
Liverpool-
6
Liverpool
domestic
have-
cups. Klopp has
Liverpool
2.
is a budget club where they literally go for Robson from like Hull City and all like these clubs, and
No.
Yeah, and Pep won a title with Fabian Delph at left back.
One second, Oliver, just before you
He
go,
didn't
Oliver,
use- he wasn't like the
Chris,
main
I
guy
disagree.
there.
Look at Chelsea. Chelsea just decided to go what 30 million for Malo Gusto right now.
oh no, yeah, Chelsea actually doing pretty good for like that now. Like we used to not do stuff like sign like
No,
all the
but
time.
that's what these guys have done too. So what are we saying?
Wait, City? They normally spend like 50 million on most players averagely on their Philadelphia. Calvin Phillips is literally 50 million player, like sitting on the bench majority of the time. Like they spend like 50 upwards on players.
But like, listen, you can spend that money and then they can just still be a bum.
Well, yeah.
Because and also I don't think it's fair to use the budget thing of Liverpool when they spent their money on Van Dijk when they need to do.
Yeah. That's big money. Yeah, I agree. Like, and Alisson was a big money. 2 of the big signings was obviously Alisson, but that's from the Coutinho money, by the way. They sold Coutinho for 140 million.
Bro, Chris, why are you backing Liverpool like this, bro? It's just not true.
Let me just say this.
It is true. They sold Coutinho for 140, 50 million. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
No, you're saying
What's
that the Coutinho money the Coutinho money is everything, covers everything that they bought.
No, but that's when they made those signs. They made the signs after Coutinho signed Coutinho. That's what Liverpool are.
Coutinho only cost 150 million euros. Yeah, so it's only 120, which is only roughly 125 million, bro. What are we doing here? You know how much it costs?
No, wait. I think it's like 160 or something in euros. It's like 140 million
It's
pounds.
150. They only bought him for 150, big man. What are you talking? I know how much they bought him for. 166 is Dembele. They bought Dembele for 166 million euros. I remember.
Who bought them? Wait, you're on about Barcelona still?
That's Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona's the one that bought Coutinho for 100.
But I'm just on about who Liverpool sold, because that's what I remember when they sold that player for that big amount of money, and then they just bought like Van Dijk and now they bought Alisson, of course, but Van Dijk was obviously the big signing they signed after Coutinho. So that's what they used for it.
But to the point though, we were talking about the quality of the team up against what they won. Like I said, if you've got the best defender in the Premier League, if you've got the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, if you've got the best attack in the Premier League, this is what the consensus was. How can you have 1 title versus Pep's 5?
I don't know if they always had the best attack.
How can that be? How can
always very good?
But how can we look at that and say, you know what, that's fair enough. Klopp did the maximum he could with that team.
But wait. Like I would argue defense is better, but like their City's midfield is always better, and their attack has always been quite good.
But even then, you get arguments that Fabinho. You would get arguments that Fabinho was the best DM in the Premier League. So
I thought Rodri. Well, when Rodri came in, Rodri is a better midfielder than Fabinho. Fabinho
but let's be honest. Like I think before the last 3 seasons, people didn't rate Rodri like they rate him now. Exactly. I think it took a minute for people to come around to.
He had a whole adjustment season, Rodri.
I think it took after the season and wait.
He had to adjust for 2 seasons, by the way. Like
I think it took Man City losing to us to the Champions League final for people to start respecting Rodri. That's I think when it turned around.
Yep.
Not because not because you know, it's because they got that far. I think that was the first time they got to a Champions League final. And then people started to actually respect like Man City in Europe. So I think that's the season when people started to actually like rate Rodri. Even though did Fernandinho play that final? No, he didn't play that final. It was
I think he came.
Rodri.
Did he come on?
I think he came on towards the end.
Did he left the club that summer though, didn't he?
I think so. I don't remember.
So Rodri became the.
I think he was playing that. He was playing that season because I remember Mason Mount cooked him a few times.
You know what it is? Yeah, the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is that he has spent in total well over 700 million. You know what I'm saying to you? Now
he spent a good amount.
Huh?
He spent a good amount.
Yeah, he spent a good amount. We can't just say, oh, player sales covers everything. This is not, plus or minus.
No, I'm not saying it covers everything, but it definitely helps them buying players.
We can't just say Coutinho money for everything that has happened.
No, I said it helps.
Before Coutinho, when they were buying guys like Mane, when they were buying guys here like Firmino was there before, if I'm not mistaken.
Most of their players are signed. It's like 30 million players. Like they
no,
don't
but the point.
Like, how much was Firmino?
No.
How much was Firmino for Liverpool?
No, Firmino came well before that. He actually came, I think, the season before. So I don't think it's fair to say that.
Salah was dirt cheap. How good he became.
But like you look at his time, I think big up to Milo. He actually helped me out here. Diaz 62 million. Yeah, Nunes 78 million. Jota was 40 million.
Yeah, these aren't cheap.
These players are
Nunes, I know Nunes is a lot.
Yeah, and Szoboszlai was 68. I forgot about Szoboszlai. He had an RC. So like we can't. What's it called?
Oh yeah, Szoboszlai was a lot of money.
So let's not do this idea that they don't spend money. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Not like compared to City's level. If you look on like transfer market, like over the last 10 years, even 5 years, it's still lying there.
You know what, guys? Barring
even Man United spent a lot more now.
Barring the first 2 seasons of Pep, he has not spent that much money. You know what? That might be.
Wait, the last 2 seasons you say?
Barring his first 2 seasons on Pep.
Oh yeah. No. City slowed down. Yeah, slowly slow down.
No,
it's only been small additions.
No.
Wait, but Chris, wouldn't you? Go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead.
I'm just making the point. The first 2 seasons when they were fine that left back and everything like that. After that, bro, they have not spent that much money. They spent within their means, bro. The only big sign that you could say they spent a lot of money on was Grealish. Like all of the other guys.
And he was their only signing that summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's it. Yeah. They spend a shit ton at the start, and then they start slowing down.
No.
And buying them.
Didn't they sign Callum Phillips that summer too?
No, the summer after.
But that was 45 million. It was 45 million.
It was 45 million.
Callum Phillips.
I swear.
But Chris, like I know, Chris, I know you're saying that Man City spend more than Liverpool, but wouldn't you say that Liverpool probably spend just about the same, but they just spend it more wisely?
No. Like over the last 5 years, like even Liverpool went beyond City's spending levels. Like you can look on transfer market, and they literally have it like done all over. Like you can see it. I can show it you if you want me to. I can send a link to that. Like you can look at all on transfer market. You know how trustworthy his transfer market is. So
yeah, but like I feel like Man City spend a good amount of money, but they spend it on 1 or 2 players at a time. Like
lately. But they still spend big on players. Like Jack Grealish was
in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, I think they spend equal amount of money.
Like if I go to like Premier League, because I don't want you can still talk, but like Premier League, like transfer spending, it will be like night and day. Transfer spending, last 5 years. You can look it up. Like I'm pretty sure, as I remember, it's like wait, where's transfer market? There it is. Because there's one thing I go to, because transfer market is pretty good.
One thing I would also
here it is. Liverpool.
One thing just before I want to add also to add to this.
Go ahead.
Other thing is also this is something that kind of annoys me too, is that guys, we also these guys or these these like prices that Man City are buying them for. Doesn't matter if these guys can't pull it off.
You know what? I will say.
And look at how many busts City has.
Like Man City. Well, yeah, they it's only just like 380 million like last 5 years, like minus, and then Liverpool's is like 250. It's not much difference. I look at Man United. Man United is a mess, like 700 million minus like the last 5 years.
Yeah, they don't spend wisely though. Like Man City and Liverpool spend wisely.
No, I do
City,
actually agree. City do spend wisely. They do. I'm not saying they don't, because they definitely do. They win the trophies to back it up. That's spending.
Think about it. Think about how much they spend on Erling Haaland.
Yeah, they waited a season. How much was Haaland? Like 60
Yeah.
million?
It was a release clause of 60 something.
Yeah, that's really good. Obviously, they pay a high amount of wage, but who really cares if he keeps scoring the goals?
But
They
when
sold Gundogan. Did Gundogan go on free? They sold him, right?
No, for free.
They sold
No,
like
for free.
Sane and all that, like Sterling and
But guys,
players
in
like
total,
that.
listen,
Palmer even.
but guys, in total, yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes down
In
to it,
total.
yeah, Klopp has spent money. We can't deny that. Yeah. Okay, he spent money. That's the point I was trying to make the whole time, and I was hoping, but Chris kept on saying Man City spend more money. Like it changes anything when Chelsea spend more money than Liverpool. Look at where we at.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We do spend more money in Liverpool.
Yeah. So
at the end of the.
But I give Klopp credit for it because like Klopp has not always had like the greatest like tours over the years. Obviously lately he's spent a lot of money on like Darwin Núñez, Diaz, and some players like that. But like I think he's earned that.
I think for me though, in his prime team, in his prime time and everything like that, you know, you can be happy that he's got himself an EPL. He's won what he's won. Like I think Matt CP has said, which is fair. But the problem is, bro, how can you can't really say that though when you've also got an issue of like your team hasn't won. No, you can't also say that when like your team has been twice 1 point away. You've lost twice in the UCL, like when you could have probably had maybe 3 UCLs. I mean, barring maybe the final year of the Real Madrid hat-trick one. The other time that they were in the final against Real Madrid, they had so many chances just to put into the net.
They did get fucked over in the final against Real Madrid. Like that Salah injury, like what?
I'm not gonna have that. Courtois had a fucking phenomenal game.
I'm giving them the DOD on that one, but like that's the first one, by the way. But the third UCL final they went to, they should have won that. They should have won that.
Wait, but Ahmed, you're saying Klopp underachieved at Liverpool?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, listen, I
disagree with that.
I disagree because exactly. Because like if I'm thinking about where Liverpool was prior to Klopp, this team was consistently in 5th, 7th place. Like they were no more relevant than Everton.
We're not saying that he didn't get them to a very, very good level. It's about what he did when they were at that level.
Yeah, which I mean, listen, take what you want. Yes, I understand that it was the COVID season. We won the EPL and then the Champions League, but it's not like they dropped off since then. Like they've competed over and over since. Like he got to a final again, which, you know, say what you will, like maybe they should have done better and all this. They came close to winning. They came to the very last day of the Premier League to coming close to getting the title again, competing with Man City. And now this season, he's topping the league. Who knows for how long it's going to last, but, you know, Liverpool looked like they're in scintillating form.
I don't know. Big up to Corey P, though. Corey P is right, because if I'm not mistaken, who came after Rodgers? Was it not Thingy that came after Rodgers, right?
What?
Yeah, he came after Rodgers. Yeah, he came after
Rodgers. Klopp was after Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers got them almost got them into the EPL title that we broke them for, remember? That was the
they almost won it as well.
No, my argument wasn't that. But I'm just saying, for the majority of the time. But the majority of the time, they've been a 7th to 5th place team.
But at the end of the day, though, just like with Brendan Rodgers, at the end of the day, you know, as the old saying goes, you know, history only remembers the victors.
Yeah, bro.
And Klopp didn't have enough honours. Like I said, for a team that supposedly had the best goalkeeper in the world, the best centre back in the world, the best attackers in the world, you know, if that's true, then you have to be doing better with that team.
Yeah, but also I will say, like, I mean, he still won trophies with the team, and not only that. Oh man, I had a great point and I forgot where I was gonna go.
You know what, man?
Right, it is what it is.
Let's move on from Liverpool. Bro, he's gone.
Yeah.
If there's any effect that's gonna have, I think.
One question.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Thank you, Ahmed. I was gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised that whoever the next manager isn't gonna reach the heights that Klopp reached with Liverpool.
No,
I would not be surprised.
I personally believe Liverpool are gonna become what we were.
I think Liverpool are going to go back to what they used to be, a 5th to 7th place team in the recent decades. I don't think they're going to be competing top 4 anymore.
No. They're not gonna become 57th. I think that's a bit disrespectful.
Chris, the reason they are a good team is because of the system that Klopp has implemented into Liverpool.
I do agree.
And
with
that's
that,
slowly going to come apart with the new manager.
Salah too. I'm looking what Liverpool spend
And
that
Salah's
money
going
on.
to leave potentially, yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm looking what they're going to spend the money on because they're going to probably spend big again because they clearly have money still now because they're going to buy Casado if we didn't get him. So they definitely have money in the bank to spend. They're ready to spend. It's just when it's going to happen and see where they build on from there. But like I don't know if they drop down to 7th or what.
I wouldn't be so optimistic with the how they spend it, to be honest, because their recruitment, was Joe Edwards, and ever since he's left, you've had 85 million euros on Darwin Nunez. I don't think that's good business. 65 million on Luis Diaz. I think he's good.
Look at Silva'S right now. He's been underperforming.
Yeah. Diaz, I don't think he's a 65 million pound player or whatever he is, in that range. Szoboszlai, he hasn't shown enough yet. So ever since Edwards left, or whatever, Michael Edwards or whatever, I think it's a joke, my bad. Yeah, Michael Edwards, when he left, it's kind of been a bit, it's been a bit 50-50 with the transfers. There has been, I'll be fair, there has been some good ones. McAllister's looked decent, amongst others, but it's not been that flawless record that you had previously.
Yeah. So I mean, in closing, okay, go ahead, Ahmed, then I'll close it off.
So I'm talking about the future now. In the future, when it comes to Liverpool and everything like that, yeah, I think personally, this is my personal opinion, Ahmed Abdi opinion, yeah, I think they're gonna become what Chelsea Football Club have kind of become towards the end of Roman, but we just became a perennial top 4 team. That's what's gonna happen to them, in my opinion. When they get the 4th spot consistently, they'll play that good football that the Liverpool fans will like. But I think what's it called? But I don't think they're gonna move the needle like how people maybe believe that that's gonna happen to them. And again, I know obviously Salah's obviously leaving, right, which is a big thing, of course, probably most likely gonna happen. But I feel like no one's mentioning Van Dijk hasn't signed a new contract yet, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. Alisson not signed a new contract yet either. TAT not signed. Trent Alexander-Arnold, so I should say TAA has not signed a new contract either. So,
you think some of them going to stay though? Still, like not all of them go. That'd be mad if they all go.
No. But I'm making the point that a lot of their big hitters, are more than likely not going to be here next season.
Yeah, I can see that. And in closing,
I would go for Alisson all I have, man.
I agree. And in closing, I would say, off of what Ahmed was saying, I agree, but only for 2 seasons. And I think after those 2 seasons, they're going to
but that's why I said they're going to become Chelsea.
Yeah. And after those 2 seasons, I think they're going to become just another top 8 side. I think Tottenham, the way they're going, if Ange stays at the club and he keeps doing what he's doing and he builds off of that, I think he starts taking the place of Liverpool. I don't think they're going to compete like Liverpool competed, but I think they're going to become like more consistently competing for that top 4 side, and Liverpool will subside. But let's just end it here because I don't want to keep talking about Liverpool. Let's move on. We have a whole big show to go on about, but big up to everyone that was listening. And hey, if you haven't done so already, do smash up that like button. Like I said, this is Casually Chelsea, this is Casually FC, and we talk about Chelsea, but this is a big one. This is a big one in world football in general. So I did want to bring that up so that we can discuss it and all that.
Can I say one more thing onto the whole Klopp thing, by the way?
Go for it. Yeah.
So we obviously mentioned the Athletic report that stated that he would have, Abramovich wanted him. That would be relevant to Chelsea. So just to bring it up quickly, that's Klopp and Pep that didn't join us because of our higher fire model. So respectfully, John Obi Mikel, you're wrong, mate. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own.
We don't have to go back to that model.
Own ways to go about it. Yeah, we don't have to go back to the model. And I don't think
we should. We literally lost out on arguably the 2 best managers in Europe over the last few years because of it.
I will say, to a certain extent, right? I do want to start seeing out more seasons with managers and giving more managers time to a certain extent. Obviously, we'll speak on Pochettino at the end of the season and see where this goes. But listen, who knows what's going to happen at the end of the season? What if we end up winning 2 trophies and get top 5? We don't know. Like, it's there. It's possible. But we're not confident because we don't like the football we're seeing. But at the end of the day, the results are what matter. So I am in favor of giving managers more time when they're, reason for that. But I mean, Ahmed, I do want to go on to the next topic unless you want to say something real quick.
No, it's actually going to connect to maybe another topic that you may actually speak about. So give me a sec.
I hope it's the next topic.
So obviously, I know
I might have to rearrange.
I know many of us have talked about the recent stuff with the Clipping. Obviously, Klopp said he's leaving yesterday night. Another man thought it was his era, his time, new jacket. You know what I mean? He's thinking, if he can do it, I can do it too. Xavi Hernandez also said he's now leaving the club. You got.
No, I didn't have that planned.
Tuchel also saying, was it called? I like Spain.
Spain looks
what did
interesting.
Tuchel say? Did Tuchel actually say he's leaving at the end of the season?
No. He didn't say that, but basically, he said he likes Spain. Essentially, he likes Spain. He likes Spanish players. They speak with honesty. You know what they want. You know what they like about you.
I thought Tuchel was quoted saying he wants to move back to England, and now he's linked with Manchester United.
He just said he was more respected in England.
Yeah. And Matt Law reported that he would be interested in the move back to England.
Bro, if Tuchel were... Matt Law, exactly. Thank you, Ahmed. Matt Law reported that. Yeah. But if Tuchel were to fucking go to the Manchester United, I'd lose a lot of respect.
Yeah. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make, obviously, Mr. Law obviously said that he's talking about Spain as well. You now obviously have already rumors that he's about to get that from Bayern. If you read a lot of the general reporters, they're saying it's not looking good for him, bro. And then obviously Xavi Hernandez, is it to Liverpool? Or is it? I don't think he's going to Liverpool, but I think he's more than likely going to Bayern, in my opinion. You also got the Nagelsmann.
Xavi Hernandez to Liverpool.
No, Xabi Alonso.
Yeah, you said Hernandez.
Alonso.
Apologies.
Yeah, just correcting you there.
Yeah, and then obviously you've got the rumors of Nagelsmann. Obviously, he's leaving, and then
by the way, everyone in chat, the Arteta rumors that he's leaving Arsenal at the end of the season have all been debunked already. I think he came out publicly and said he's not leaving.
No. It was just like team news or something like that. Whatever, some big Arsenal.
It was Sport. Sport reported it initially.
No. Like the people who are saying that it's not true. Like our team news or index or something like that. And like Sky and PL, that's another one that said that that's not true. But the thing is, obviously, even him, he may be on the move because of the fact that he's a La Masia kid. So it may be possible that Barca target him. You've obviously got, again, Hansi Flick available on the market right now. And I think it was confirmed, today, because I was thinking it was someone that I knew, who's a big Chelsea guy, reported, and that retweeted, a Portuguese reporter who retweeted that Ruben Amorim is going to be available.
Hey, listen, man, if Arteta goes to Barca, he brings Kai Havertz there, those coolers are going to murder him.
No. He's going to get...
This guy. The point you're trying to make is there's going to be a lot of managers available.
Yeah, so like, bro, and
hey, we might get a spot stretch.
And the question, no. This is what I'm going to talk about. The question that I have to have here also is, if you're Chelsea now, is towards the end of the season the right time to be evaluating Poch when you've got too many sources right now available?
Poch is not going to go anywhere.
I agree.
That's the fear.
But the issue, the worry I have here is that, let's say you have all these players that are spinning right now. You as a player, you as a person, you as the ownership, if you don't see something happening in, like, let's say March or April, do you shoot then to then be able to have at least the pick of the bunch before Barcelona? Because Barcelona's already going to be looking for the pick of the bunch. Klopp is looking for the pick of the bunch already, and Liverpool is going to be looking for that. So you've got a Bayern maybe possibly already be looking for their next guy. So you got too many. What's it called? You got too many ups that you're gonna have to be competing with to get the manager that maybe you wish for next season. If you believe that Poch is not the issue.
But the thing is, though, they can negotiate with other managers behind the scenes. They don't have to come out with it publicly. And so they can plan for whoever's going to take over Poch once he's gone. They're going to give him to the end of the season. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
But the problem is, Marshall, and this is what I'm saying to you, bro, is that there's too many spots available right now. There's too many.
I know, but they can still negotiate for someone to take over Poch.
No. They can negotiate, but like the issue is you're not negotiating at a place of strength, because now they can just be like, listen, I can just go interview for that other team. I can go interview for that team. I can go interview for that team. You know what I'm saying to you, bro?
Listen, they don't have to be honest negotiators either. They could say, hey, we got a spot for you, and then if Poch, they decide, hey, Poch is, he turned it around, he got this and that, and we're gonna stick with Poch. Sorry, no longer interested.
But like the reality is, the only time that you're gonna be saying that is if you don't believe in Pochettino.
I don't think they. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find a tweet, because there is a tweet about this that does address what you're saying. I just didn't fucking save it to this show about Poch basically essentially being safe at his job. It's somewhere here. I know I have it. But
bro, listen, people will pull whatever they want, bro. But the reality is, bro, yeah, whether or not it's true, it's gonna be something different entirely.
it's just that, I mean, listen, I understand the opposition that we face in recent fixtures, but like you look at the recent fixtures and Poch on paper has turned it around.
No. I am saying the hypothetical situation. I've not said that I'm Pochettino out right now. I'm just saying that if
still Poch out.
if he's not able to reach what we are asking for, then we have to at some point be like, lock it off.
But that's something that they're gonna assess at the end of the
What
season.
did Chelsea actually ask for? Like, obviously, like European football. Do you reckon it's just like get any European football though, or is it like get top 4 as Chelsea? Because I forgot.
Apparently, they initially wanted UCL, but now they've gone down to saying Conference and Europa.
So they changed it. Yeah, like they just changed the narrative.
Here it is. I found it. Hold on, I'll pull it up in a second.
Well, yeah, obviously would want to get Champions League football, but that's not realistic now. If top 5 can be Champions League, then maybe
I don't think we're gonna get it, but mathematically it is possible.
Well, yeah.
I just don't think we're gonna get it. But all right, this is a tweet I found from Matt Law. So, I mean, take it with a pinch of salt, right? Mauricio Pochettino is currently in no danger of losing his Chelsea job, but failure to qualify for Europe could put him under pressure when his progress is reviewed at the end of the season. So it seems like no matter what happens, he's gonna end up still being here at the end of the season. It's gonna, depending on whether or not he stays, is very much dependent on whether he gets Europe or not. And I think the Chelsea managers could negotiate, because think about it. They pretty much had Lampard ready to go when they sacked Potter. Like, it was almost immediate. Actually, did they? I feel maybe. Well,
it was like
I feel like they did the same thing.
It was within like 5 days, I think. Or so.
Yeah, and think about Tuchel as well. Like, they had Graham Potter ready to go as soon as they sacked Tuchel, pretty much. Next game, Graham Potter was already the manager.
Yeah,
and Roman did the same thing. Roman did the same thing, essentially, too. Like, many times, like, these negotiations happen behind closed doors, and it's just a matter of like, okay, this is going to happen eventually. I see the writing on the wall. They could start if in these next few games, if Poch starts to lose the plot again, the managers could start. Okay, you know what, Ahmed? I think the biggest decider is going to be that Carabao Cup. If we end up losing that Carabao Cup, then I think the owners start to talk to other managers and potentially negotiating a replacement manager for Poch at the end of the season. I think that's what's going to happen. So I don't think they're going to lose out. I think they're going to be opportunistic about these managers potentially seeking out jobs at the end of the season. I just think they're going to do it depending on the results of that Carabao Cup, because that's Europe.
What's your thought, Zuba, man? What's your thought, Zuba?
I personally think no matter what happens in the final, if we're mathematically off any European places, then they'll start looking for other guys, or might even get interim if the situation gets dire. That's what I think.
I mean, Prime, do you want to chip in on this one too? Do you think that with the recent availability of managers, Xabi Hernandez, Xabi Alonso, Tuchel, so on and so forth, do you think that this is potentially an opportunity for the owners to, hop on, pause a manager while they're available? Do you think that maybe that's going to be highly dependent on whether or not Poch wins the Carabao Cup, whether or not, it's mathematically possible to get into Europe, end of the season results. I mean, overall, thoughts on that, man?
I mean, they could have done that last season with Potter, and they didn't. I think the managers you listed, Xavi, Hernandez, no. Tuchel, these guys.
I'm not saying these managers in general. I'm just saying just manager market is looking like it's going to be flourishing in the summer.
No, I know. But like, I'm looking at the manager market. I think that again, the whole remit is getting into you in some capacity, right? I think if Poch is not able to do that, then his job will definitely be gone. I think if we do get Europe, then like it'll be a possibility he could be sacked still, but I don't think it'll be likely. So I think us getting Europe is the big will be the big deciding factor, as opposed to managers who will be on that short list. Like Tuchel, you mentioned, I don't think that they would have to drop their ego and I guess apologize to him. Whether or not people think he deserves an apology, is just different, but they would have to at least go and say sorry to him. Apparently Jose's on a short list. I don't know how realistic that is, but then again, when they originally bought Chelsea, not last year, the year before, when they bought Chelsea, apparently in the summer, Jose was a manager being linked back to our club that they were speaking with before they inevitably got Potter and all of that malarkey. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. There are managers that will be available, like the Ruben Amorim, etc. So I don't know. Again, I think the big stumbling block will be just us getting into Europe. If we don't get Europe, then yes, I think definitely he's gone.
Okay, fair enough. Speaking on Europe, by the way, let's actually talk about the club's revenue, right? Because that's a big part of Europe for this trip. Let's bring up the first few bits of, because I have a little bit of a rant to go about with this, all right? Because it's starting to piss me off, this whole revenue thing. Let's start off with this first tweet here. No club in the world has made more money from player sales over the past decade than Chelsea. So big up to Chelsea. A round of applause for that one. Good. We were making profit. FFP's happy. Yeah. No more transfer ban. So yeah, that's good news. But all right, this is bittersweet. Okay. So this is gonna be so people can understand more and more why Chelsea in the last 2 years have been moving the way they have. Okay, let's go on. Next tweet here is the Todd Bowley Clear Lake business model relies on being able to sell players to meet salary demands and create accounting room for new signings. This is due to the absence of a shiny new stadium or stratospheric commercial growth. This is coming from Liam Toomey from The Athletic. Reliable tier 1 source. Okay, so youth model, this whole thing that people criticize the ownership about, this is what they have to do in order to make money because we don't have a stadium. Now, people want to sit here and complain about the ownership and all this and that with the fucking youth model and all this. Well, where is the accountability for this? Well, actually, let's talk about this. Actually, the new financial earnings have been released by Deloitte for last season, with the club making 512 million pounds, a 4% increase on 2022 when they made 481 million pounds. Then this is the part that annoys me. So we want to put all the ownership, the blame on all the ownership, the youth model and all this and that and bullshit. Okay. What about this? Chelsea stadium plans. At Friday's annual meeting of Chelsea pitch owners, the PLC run by fans which has owned the freehold to the pitch since 1993 and is a key stakeholder in any rebuild, it was clear that the club is back to the very start again.
What does that mean?
The pitch owners are blocking.
No.
Potential.
It's not. So basically, what it means is that both the club is basically back to the spot of they don't know if they should stay or if they should move from the stadium.
Actually, wait, one more tweet before we go on and discuss. Chelsea are set to for a busy end to the window, especially as far as outgoings are concerned. But no, let me go back because that's not how I understand it, Ahmed. The way I understand it is that we are back in this standstill, right? This standoff of like we need to come to an agreement with the pitch owners of what they want to do before the ownership can do anything about building where we are right now or going to a new stadium. And then there's all issues about building where we are right now. Most of us agree that the best solution would be to build a brand new fucking stadium, because even if we build where we are right now, we are limited to how much we can increase in capacity. So it's, again, we want to put all this onus on the ownership, the youth model, all this shit. And now when these articles come out, it paints another picture of like, okay, now it makes sense why we're buying all this youth, right? It makes a little more sense why we're buying this youth. We're trying to resell so we can earn some money through resale of the youth, buying them super cheap, and then with potential, all that, people will want to buy for more than what we purchase them for. So we need to earn money in that sense because we are still at a standstill with these fans that don't want to necessarily or can't decide on whether or not they want a new stadium. So until we can wait real quick let me just land before you go, Ahmed. Until the fans, these pitch owners can decide on whether or not we can rebuild here or rebuild somewhere else, you're going to have to swallow the bitter pill of the youth model. It's just simply said. So you can blame the owners, but look at what the problem is. Right here is one of the problems, and it's not the owner's fault. So, I mean, go ahead, Ahmed. Go.
So, the way I understood it, yeah, was that it was clear the club is back to the very start in terms of they don't know whether to move or whether to stay in the stadium. That's one thing for sure. Now, even moving from the stadium is going to be rather impossible because they obviously own what's on the pitch owners own what's on the pitch, right? And I don't think you need to consult them actually at all if you're going to make the stadium bigger. They don't need to be consulted necessarily because as long as you're not touching the pitch and you're actually rebuilding around it, then there's not really much of it. There doesn't seem to be much of an issue today. My mic should be better now, actually. Thanks for letting me know, Michael. Bear with me for one moment. Yeah, but like at the end of the day, bro, like we know that we need. I think if we are trying to build a stadium that's in the ilk of the Emirates, the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, other stadiums that are around us, then we know we have to move. And I just feel like, continuously sticking there is not going to be helpful for us. And like, you always hear the odd joke about, what's it called? They're going to move us to Battersea. Like it's, almost like this to be moved to Battersea. When it's what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy to me. Cutting out moving to Battersea and all places. When it's literally, but Bro, guys, we need to be honest here. Chelsea's prime estate. We are living in this is the richest part of London. So any piece of land you're trying to buy, I think you saw it. Like the old people's homes that's next to Chelsea that we literally recently bought. It cost us 80 million to just buy that plot of land, guys. That's not even of us having to build and everything for us to do. Like, and I think again, I think the issue that we have is that football obviously is not a bit. Football for us, it's a sport, it's a tradition, it's a way of life. Like we have a attachment to it, but there is also a business side to Chelsea that we need to also be honest about, guys. We don't have an ownership anymore, which is like Roman Abramovich, where he can pour in the money. He can need the money. He can pour the money because for him, it's about the full game. He's like famous for us. And even he tried and they were like,
your microphone.
Your mic.
Okay, how is it now?
I think it's the USB, to be honest. But just you keep going. It fixes itself. You're good.
Yeah. But like the point I'm trying to make is that even with Roman, he tried to do it. He tried to buy some of the pitch owners himself to get a majority stake, just that he could then move forward. And even then, they didn't like that, and then they basically turned on him. That's why you were getting stuff like, we don't want Roman at this football club, if you remember, guys. So it's difficult, bro. It's difficult, man.
Yeah, it's a really difficult situation. We all actually knew it was going to be difficult because of this situation. But this is like my point in bringing this up is that it's another reason why I have to like be fair when it comes to criticism of the ownership. Like this whole time, I've been super critical about this youth model. I'm so fucking sick and tired of it. Like I genuinely am. I'm so numb to it. Like every time I hear a transfer rumor, like we'll talk about another youth that we're linked with, right? But like it's like I have to accept that this is what's going to happen, and it's annoying. But with this article coming out from The Athletic, now it makes more sense. Like, okay, so the reason why we're so obsessed with these youths and these top talents is because while we're getting them for a decent price, and some of them are actually not so decent, like some of them are actually a good amount of pocket change, like a good amount of pocket change. The idea is to either they break into the first team or we sell them for profit because we don't make enough money from the stadium.
But Marshall, we already knew.
We did know, but this paints a clear picture.
No, but the reality, one of the main things that they were trying to do, and we knew this already when even they were trying to bring in the gentleman that left us recently. What's his name again? The director.
Yes, Adrian, I believe this is true. By the way.
Yeah. What's it called?
No, they don't. They own the name of Stamford Bridge, not Chelsea.
Is it? I thought they owned the name.
No, they own the stadium.
No, they own the name. They own the name.
They own our football club name.
Yeah. Yes,
they own. Yeah.
So they own.
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, because I'm a CPO actually, ironically. I'm saying so. Listen, yeah.
You're the problem. You get out of my fucking stream. You fraud!
So it's Ahmed and Rory's fault. It's Ahmed and Rory's fault.
It's not my fault.
Ahmed out. Ahmed is a brown envelope.
I had a friend. No. It's a while. Like my friend owns one, but like you know.
Johnny.
But he gave it to me. But he gave it to me. But it's not under my name essentially. If that makes sense. But
let's have it right.
But like the thing I'm trying to make it say is that I think they own the name and our naming rights and everything. So if you had to move, you would actually have to be. You would have to be called like the London Cowboys. By the way, unironically, you would have to be called like something completely different. It would be like
I would hate that so much.
It would be cool. Like I forgot what our name was on Pez. Would be London.
FC London, something like that.
Yeah, London FC. Sorry.
Yeah, London FC.
We'll have to be called something like that. Yeah.
I would hate that.
And then we'd also lose like our history, by the way. So that means all the trophies that we had won,
the name of Chelsea,
gone. Everything Chelsea.
Wait, why would the trophies be gone though? Because that club still won them. I know the name is not the same name.
No, because the trophies would have been won while you were Chelsea FC.
Well, yeah, the name is under Chelsea, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah, right. So then, you lose the badge. You lose the badge as well. So that means the badge will be gone too. So you'd essentially be creating a completely new team, by the way.
Wait, Ahmed, does that mean we would have to?
New team, basically, yeah.
Does that not mean we'd have to start again? Meaning start in the lower divisions again?
No. You wouldn't have to start because all you're doing is just losing the naming rights to the club. You lose this issue, the naming rights and the stadium, but you're not losing like the fan base. If that makes sense, because if you're moving and then the fan base agrees with you, then that's fine. But like if the CPO don't, then that's on them, innit?
No, but you're saying we're losing the naming rights and we'd lose our history, but because of like the trophies and stuff we've won,
you probably would. I'm making the assumption. That's the assumption I'm making. Yeah. So this is the thing, Milo. I'm a bit confused in this too because I'm just saying what I've been told, because the way I've always understood it is that the CPO, they own the pitch, of course, like, and they own the naming rights. That's what I'm sure of. So that's why whenever people buy stuff, I'm a bit confused on what are they actually buying, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying to you guys? Like in chat, if you understand. Because that's something that I was confused about. Because like, so how can they buy the club for 4.25 if the naming right is being brought by Thingy? If that makes sense.
Well, because the club don't, like I said, it's because the club don't own the naming rights. Like the CPO lease the naming rights to.
It's weird because I always assumed that it was, because what's been told to me, I always assumed that the pitch owners, they own the name of the stadium. So people were what it explained to me was that if
I can double check what they own.
It doesn't.
I'll let you guys
No,
do that.
If Chelsea, yeah, what it was explained to me is that if Chelsea move, we can't keep the stadium named Stamford Bridge. It would have to be called something else. That's what it was.
I did Google it. It didn't mention anything about the stadium name. It just said the freehold of the stadium and the naming rights. It didn't mention anything about the name of the stadium. It was only the name of the club and the.
They're called the pitch owners, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, yeah, so-
they own the. Okay, never mind.
So guys, so according to Wikipedia, I'm gonna double check another main source, but apparently Chelsea Pitch Owners PLC is a non-profit organization which is part of Chelsea Football Club, tasked with the upkeep of the stadium. It owns both the freehold of the Stamford Bridge Stadium, which is the pitch and its surroundings. I would assume that the stadium itself, and the naming rights of Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well.
Yeah. This is just a whole frustrating situation. So, I mean,
I wonder what convinced the pitch owners to just let us move. What would convince them? Because we're just going to raise
Well, nothing, because Roman tried to bribe them and that didn't work. So what else can you do?
But here's the thing, though. It's like there's not just one pitch owner. There's not two. I know there's a board, right, that represents the pitch owners. But this is that situation now where we have too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many cooks in the kitchen, and at this point, we are never going to come to an agreement.
And I think for me, there may also be the case of obviously with this new ownership, they're not doing stuff that let's just say that not many people like in general, like with the stuff we know, with the stuff they're doing to buy, the amount of money they spend, the stuff they're looking to buy, the players that are being sold. Maybe if they're not a fan of that too, they may not believe that those guys are.
But that's their own doing.
But then no, but of course that may be then the case, right, as well. So then if that was also the case, then that may also lead to what's it called?
It's just it baffles me, Ahmed, because it's just shallow thinking. It's just extremely shallow thinking, Marshall,
I hear you because like
I know you agree with me. Yeah, like we are intellectuals. You know what I mean? Not proper Stella drinking Yurdas at the fucking pitch. So it's like,
no. But like I know, but like I think the thing
the Chelsea Ultras. Yeah,
I think the other issue that you're gonna have is that there's obviously gonna be a sentimental aspect to all of this, which is fair. But like I think for me, at some point, boys. And I always say this, if we are the big club that we claim to be, a club that's trying to do what we need to do to move forward, to move into the future, then we can't just say 60, what's it called? A 60K stadium is going to be enough. You know what I'm saying to you? We can all love playing at Stamford Bridge. We can all love doing all that stuff. I understand the sentimentality because as a local, I understand that. So I'm a Chelsea fan, right? But like at some point, boys, we're going to have to move on.
Yeah.
Bro, so we all leave our mum and dad's house eventually. You know what I'm saying to you? We all leave our parents' house eventually, and we have to move on to bigger pastures. And the thing is, and I agree with Moho. I've seen people say that 60K is enough. 60K is not enough anymore in this day and age. When people have got 70K, 80K, 90K stadiums now.
I mean, like, the stadiums that they toured.
Bro, the thing is, the reason why
actually, before you go, Ahmed, I want to point out something. When Chelsea came to the United States, they sold out every stadium that they went to. Think about that's not even local, where the biggest fan base of Chelsea is in the UK. And these stadiums were like 80K, 70K, like they sold out. This is what Chelsea are capable at an international level. Imagine at a local level. And this is what the pitch owners are, bottlenecking.
And if I'm not mistaken, I've seen people say we can get 60K. I don't think we can even get 60K. Was it like the maximum we can build like stuff like 55 to 57K? So you're not even reaching the magic 60 that people are even asking for.
How big is Stamford Bridge?
Right now,
40K?
40K or 43?
41, I think.
41. So it's like
that is fine.
If we go to
put it into perspective, Prime.
The United States they sold out double that.
Prime, to put it into perspective, Prime, when Everton finished their stadium, that's going to be bigger.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, Prime, like
we're falling behind.
You guys, you watch the matches, right? On just on TV. Look on TV, like how the size of our stadium. No, the size of our pitch. Sorry, excuse me.
It's tiny.
Like if you look at it, bro, it's very narrow. Our pitch. Like, it's so compared to the other pitches that you've been to. Like, what are we doing here?
And that's the other thing too, and we'll close it off on this and move on to the next topic, is that with how much, think about if we had the revenue of a new stadium, of a shiny new stadium, think about how well we have to be run right now to be as relevant as we are. If we had the leeway of stadium revenue plus the business model that we're currently running, Chelsea would be extremely profitable. And not only that, Chelsea would be able to, not have, I would assume that with the ownership that we have right now and how businesses run, we would have almost never have any issues with FFP, and we'd be able to almost freely buy most big name players and big name signings without much of an issue. I would like to believe that at least.
Do you guys know Ireland's national stadium, the Aviva, is just under 52,000?
Even Ireland have a bigger fucking pitch than
It's crazy.
Oh.
What you're saying, Marshall,
the London Blues FC
is spot on. When you look at, like, for me, I always view City as like the model of what a club should be in terms of how they're ran and how they're structured. That's what City do. Like, one of the first things that they did was like build a new stadium, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just annoying that these guys aren't willing to like play. But I get it, the heritage and the mysticism of Chelsea.
It's restricting us.
I don't know.
And these same pitch owners are the ones bitching and moaning about the youth model and all this shit, the stuff that they're forcing the owners to do in order to be a profitable.
But Marshall, it's not just that though. You've also got. Did any of you guys must have seen that whole mattress thing in the women's game? Yeah, it's. And okay, so you guys want to, not all Chelsea pitch owners obviously, but the ones that are restrictive. You want to be restrictive like that. But then when the club finds workarounds like doing a movie promotion or setting up a bed in an unused section of the stadium, you want to complain. Why don't you go and sit in that seat? Why don't you sell out the stadium for our fantastic women's team? But no, you're just going to sit there and complain.
And speaking of pitch owners, wouldn't a great compromise? Sorry, Marshall. Wouldn't a great compromise in all of this just be let the Chelsea women's team use Stamford Bridge? Isn't that kind of the best of both worlds?
I said that, by the way. This is something I've said, by the way, Prime. But listen, let's say you don't want to lose a stadium, right? And I've said this before. I agree. Like, from a sentimentality point, of course you don't want to lose it, right? So I'm like, let's let the ladies play. Give the ladies a bigger stadium, a much better stadium. Like,
I agree.
You listen. You even improve their game, by the way, right? Because you're actually giving these guys a real former Premier League stadium to go into from a 4K stadium to let them play in, and then you at least then have your own new stadium to use. Right?
I guess my response to that would be we don't know what we don't know what the costs of the stadium upkeep are, and if they were high and maybe Stamford Bridge would need some work anyway just to make it more sustainable, that's an additional cost you have to factor in. And B, we don't actually know we don't know for sure. Maybe the information is out there, but as far as what I know, I don't know what the structure of the CPO's freehold of the stadium is, because it very well could be that the men's team have to play at home at Stamford Bridge, and if that's the case, then you're hamstrung there, because the women's team have their home stadium at Kingsmeadow.
But couldn't you just not find a workaround to that, where you just allow?
Depends if they want. It depends if they want a workaround. This is the thing; it's all in their hands. But for a lot of things.
But in conclusion, I think
Prime is about to say something. You're about to say something, Prime. I think Prime is about to say something, Prime.
No. Marshall, you continue. It's fine.
Okay. So in conclusion, listen, the Chelsea pitch owners, the ones that are, roadblocking this from happening, the progress that needs to be made for the club to be profitable and to wean away from this youth model that you could complain about so much. You made your bed, you sleep in it. So that's all I have to say. And also, one big thing that we found out from this conversation is that Ahmed Abdi is the Judas of this panel. So we move. we move. All right.
Well,
so going on.
Vic, that is all true. But the reality of the situation is, all of that stuff here is reduced when you by the amount of money you make from that. From
That's all accounted for. This is all like they have these owners have people
who
get paid much more than we do to calculate the amount of costs.
Like it's all well and good. We can all say these negatives, but like this will be all accounted for, all paid for. Usually, what happens is they even get together the councils usually, and the council even helps to subsidize a lot of
also,
the stuff,
Vic,
right? To help them out as well.
Yeah. Also, Vic, I would argue that right now with the current stadium, because of how old it is, the cost of maintenance is probably a lot more to maintain older architecture than it is newer ones.
That is true, actually. As a civil engineer,
you know what? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like you got old codes that you have to follow, like with the old like you know what I mean? The cost of maintenance is probably a lot more with the current stadium than it would be with a new one in the long run. So listen, we talked this topic to death and we have still so much more to go. And by the way, 61, 63, 65, 60, whatever, 69 of you guys watching and you haven't smashed that like button. What is going on? What is going on? Listen, you want a new stadium? Smash the like button. We will discuss Gallagher. But before we discuss Gallagher, we have to discuss another goddamn loan need that is being refunded. Oh my God, these loans are fucking terrible.
Wait. Terrible. He got refunded now.
Hey man, another loan refund? Let's talk about your team. Your team. No, I'm just kidding. It's not your team. I'm sorry if I offended you. Leon are intending to end Diego Moreira's loan from Chelsea, according to Fabrice Hawkins. Next tweet we have here is that Diego Moreira will spend the rest of the season at Chelsea as he can't play for another club until next season, according to the Zarcancella. And then lastly here, Diego Moreira will start working with Mauricio Pochettino on Monday, according to Fabrizio Romano.
Where does he play?
Leon. He was playing at Leon, and now he's back at Chelsea, and now he can't
playing
loan.
is putting it kindly.
Okay, he was in the squad for Leon,
on the bench,
but he was in the squad. So listen, another failure with the board when it comes to not the board actually. Now we found out it was who was his name again? Ahmed Joe Schmo. Neil Bathtub. All right, this guy fucking up the loans. So okay, that's another one that didn't work out. But then again, Leon is kind of in the mud still, right, Ahmed? You follow me.
My team was cooking them. Literal tea goes onto her head, They dunked on their head, Literal was cooking them. The Wow. Listen.
Get excited, man.
No, can I be honest though? They're actually in a very bad situation. Even the player they just brought recently, that superstar Gif Orban, right, bro, he's already apparently alienated the whole squad because on the first day that they met him, he apparently was violating the whole squad.
Why? Just
I have no idea, bro. Bad attitude, everything like that. But
guy thought he was shit because he came from Chelsea.
No, he came from Genk. Not him. I'm not even talking about him.
Okay.
Just got obviously the team they're trying to buy a lot of players. They're even trying to buy what's his name now? You know who I'm talking about, right? The Benzone. Come on, Benzone.
Anyone know who he's talking about? I don't know what that is.
Benzone.
That sounds like medicine, to be honest.
Benzema.
Are they actually trying for Benzema?
Yeah, bro, they're trying to go out for a loan.
Bruh.
Leon?
Yeah, man.
I mean, he did go from there to Real Madrid. Like he has history.
Leon.
No, I thought he played for Olympique Marseille.
Nope.
No, listen, man. I know Marseille is a big club, but it ain't got all the energies like that. You know what I mean? It ain't got all the energies like that.
Okay, I keep mixing up Marseille and Leon. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean.
So basically, like Marseille is like the biggest. I would say bigger than PSG in my opinion. They're the biggest club. Leon won for the they won 7 in a row, by the way, 7 in a row, and they had the top 10. So guys like Hatem and Arthur was at that club at one point in time. There's a famous Brazilian guy. I always forget that was also at the club. They've had a bunch of ultimate tier talents, of course. So it's a real team, man, to say the very least.
Oh. Ahmed, let me ask you this. Do you think that Moreira returning back from the loan, is that more on Leon just failing as a club right now? Or is it you think Moreira's fault, really?
To be honest, from what I saw
ownership.
from what I saw from him at Chelsea, you could say
I wasn't that impressed. We were watching those games together.
Yeah, man. You can say part of it definitely is a lot of majority of it may be on him, and then I think the other bit is also like we did send him to an environment which was not suitable for building up talents like himself.
Bit of a hostile environment, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I mean, I
certainly wasn't convinced by him from what I saw. I mean, I said it all the time about Angelo, where it's like when you see a player for the first time and he just like captivates you in that special way. In football, Angelo did that. It was the Wrexham game when we won 5-0 in pre-season. Angelo came on and he was just like the link-up play, the passing, the dribbling. It was all there. Diego Moreira started that game and he was doing the square root and nothing. Like honestly, he was.
Jesus.
And from all reports, because obviously the Wimbledon game wasn't televised, he did nothing in that game either. By the way, that Wimbledon game is the reason why. That Wimbledon game is the reason why he can't go on loan, because he's played for Chelsea competitively, so that means that he's now tied up because of the whole thing where you can't play for a certain amount of clubs within a year.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I didn't know he played for us this season.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten
minutes in that FA Cup. Yeah,
I think he might have gotten subbed on like for 1 or 2 minutes in an odd Premier League game, and then as I say, I think he played 45 in the.
He came on for the Liverpool game. He came on in the Liverpool game.
Yeah, for like a few minutes, and then he started the Wimbledon game.
Can he go into the U21s? Can we still do that?
Yeah. And that's where he should be, because that was the original plan.
I assumed he's been on loan the whole season.
Yes,
he was at Lyon.
Yeah, he was at Lyon, but now Lyon rejecting him.
No, but like I thought he was on loan the whole season, as in he didn't play for us yet.
Oh no!
No.
No.
So
his was the final day of the window. Prime.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it was a late one. Yeah,
it was like hella shocking.
I remember him in the preseason, and he didn't look good.
Yeah, it was raw.
Because remember, guys, what happened was what's his name? Chalobah was meant to go out on loan with like an obligation to Bayern. Remember? But then he got injured. And then we still had that loan spot like that was still there and available, and we didn't know what was gonna happen.
And it was a surprise because like I just said, the plan was for him to go to the under-21s. You know, along with maybe David Washington or whatever the deal was with that. You know,
bag average.
Career in a nutshell. So we'll see what happens with this guy.
I mean, the thing I will say about Moreira is that he was a free transfer, and he's a free transfer, and we pocketed a loan fee for him, so we've technically already made a profit.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's like he's not one for the first team. He is a profit player. He's on low wages, and we're getting
time will tell.
Fees for him.
Time will tell, but I
mean, all the best for him, but it's not looking good on current evidence.
And by the way,
I mean, there's so many people ahead of him too.
There's nothing wrong with that, because, like, people
exactly.
Will, and I want to go back to what Marshall, like you were saying this before, I didn't get to speak on that about and the young players we've been signing. Like, we did all of this. We did a lot of this under Roman, but it's only because it's only now like it's turned up to 11 basically. But we did so much of this under. Do people not remember the summer we signed? In 2012, when we won the Champions League, the summer we signed Hazard and Oscar. We also signed Nathan, a Brazilian wonder kid, quote unquote, and we also signed Kennedy as well.
Oh my god!
Do people not remember those two? No. We also signed Lucas Piazon. And
we literally have one of those players right now. We still have Sarr. He's still here. We picked him up on a free from Nice.
Chelsea do this so many times where we pick up these potential wonder kids or free signings or whatever, and then we loan them out for a few years to make profit, and they sell them for money. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Like, I don't get the whole. People will complain, but yet we did this under Roman and no one cared. And the only reason why no one cared is because when you're winning and you're You're winning games. You're winning trophies. No one cares about what's going on, and that's the problem we have right now because we're not winning. If we were winning titles or whatever, no one would care about all this business.
I was going to say, like, you got like Liverpool, for example, right now. They're shipping out like Fabio Carvalho on all these loans, but no one gives them the attention that we get. You know? Spurs with Jed Spence, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like
Man City just sold, quote unquote,
they loaned
amazing
Phillips.
talent for Palmer. Like,
exactly.
And Man City fans don't care. They're not speaking on it because you know why? It's not a problem. They're still winning.
We're winning. When you're winning,
that was Chelsea.
You had everything.
Exactly, but if that's Chelsea, and we, look at Chelsea fans complaining about us selling Mount and Havertz.
Yeah.
Right. No one's talking about Mount. Have you noticed? Mount, you don't hear about
because
him.
he's injured.
He's irrelevant.
That's why.
No. But I've been talking to even Havertz now. You don't hear about Kai Havertz anymore. You know what's crazy? Loftus-Cheek, yeah. Even though I'm one of his greatest haters too, yeah. He's cooking in the AC Milan. Even Pulisic, yeah. For all of the crap we give him about him always be injury prone, been doing well, man. Really doing well in Serie A.
Ahmed. They both would have been injured by the first training session.
Yeah, they would be, but you know what I mean. Maybe it's just the league just suits them, right? But like the point I'm trying to make though is just surprising that we don't.
The pace of it.
I'm just surprised that no one just like talks about those guys. You know what I mean? And they're doing well. But like the thing was, yeah, no one cared about the Chelsea academy, by the way. Yeah, when we were when we were winning, when in the previous era, it's only when we had that transfer ban where the game changed, bro. I'll be honest, man. A lot of people like to say maybe it was Hudson-Odoi that changed it. Hudson-Odoi and Ruben Loftus did not change the game for Chelsea because they were just coming in and then people were just like, oh, they look really cool. Like, they look really good, even though there was a lot of hype.
There's people like Mason Mount, even Tammy Abraham, Reece James. Like, when we had
Tammy Abraham. The thing is, Abraham... I disagree with that too because Abraham was available pre-transfer ban because he was cooking. He was doing his thing.
No, but I mean, like, these players came like afterward, like when we got transfer ban, like the championship.
No, but Abraham was available. But Abraham was available before that, though.
I'm not saying he wasn't available. I'm just saying he came when we had the transfer ban. Right? That's when he came, and people got all excited for these players.
Because back in was it 17-18? I'm sorry. Again, I remember Chelsea fans because even back under Conte, I've been watching like football content.
Fair enough, bro. But maybe I wasn't watching it that much. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember Chelsea fans complaining and saying, "Why are we still starting Pedro and Willian? Play Callum Hudson-Odoi. He's Hazard."
No, yeah. No one wanted to.
People saying, "Play Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He's better than Barkley. He's better than Kovacic. Play Ruben.
I did hear.
I remember Chelsea fans saying that we don't need Jorginho. Ampadu good enough. He can play in midfield. He can play in
Oh my god, yeah. Ampadu got shouts into it.
You know what it is, bro? Maybe I hate the Willian because, like, listen. I think everyone in the fan base hated Willian because all he used to do was score 4, assist 3 times. That used to be his league stat every year, but yet he would still start every season.
His corners are awful. And,
never get past the first man.
He'd take forever.
The thing is, it's always kind of been there, murmuring about us having academy players, but only got kicked into overdrive because of the transfer ban. Like, for example, look at Man City as well, right? I remember when Pep got there, the first couple of seasons, or 2 seasons, the media complaining about why is Pep not bringing through any academy players? Because you remember Foden was a squad player coming in the odd game. People saying, why is Pep not bringing in academy players? Phil Foden, he's this generational English talent. Should he leave Man City for more game time? Like, this whole thing about academy players and young players has always been around these clubs, but like, when you're successful, no one speaks on it. When we were winning titles 10 years ago, 15 years ago, no one was saying, oh, you know what, sell Drogba, let the academy guy have a chance. No one was saying that because we were winning. And now we're not winning. Everyone cares about look at Man United. Everyone cares about these academy guys like Kobe Mainoo and McTominay and Rashford. because they're not winning. They're not winning titles. Arsenal, people care about. I mean, Saka is good to be fair, but people care about these average academy. People were talking. Arsenal fans were hyping up Ethan Nwanze or Nawani. He's 16 years old. He's 16 years old, and they're hyping them up. You know why? Because they're not winning.
I will say, Prime, I agree with you. But I hate to shoehorn this in because I'm the type of person that likes to believe that people are better, and that I genuinely believe most people are good people. Until I have reason to believe that they wrong me. But when I'm being realistic about this conversation as well, I think part of it is the winning and the results. But I think if we had to be honest about this conversation, and I hate to bring it, I don't want to make this discussion about xenophobia, but I think a lot of it is because they're American. Like, if we just have to be straight up and honest about it, I think there's a lot of people that just, because of what the Glazers have done at United or FSG and all this and that, I think it just overall, it's a dumb conclusion that a lot of people come to just belittle Bowley and co because they're American, because they want to come to the conclusion that, because the Glazers did it, then these guys must do it too, you know?
But yes,
partly, Marshall. I mean, yes, partly because they're American, or a big part because they're American. But also, it's the fact of any owner that had to follow Roman Abramovich would have got a lot of stick from Chelsea fans. Just like any manager following Sir Alex Ferguson get a lot of stick. Just like any manager following Arsene Wenger will get a lot of stick. Just like any manager that follows Guardiola is going to get stick. Just like any manager that follows Pep
I agree with you. I agree with you, Prime. But I think one of the issues that, and I talked to some of you guys about this off the stream, that bothered me is that I feel like when it comes to criticism of the ownership, the buck always stops at the ownership. Like, people will, like, let's follow this chain, right? Instead of blaming the players, people will look at the manager. Then people look at the manager as like, oh, well, the manager was assigned by the board. Okay. Who hired the board? The American owners. They don't go further up the chain. Why does the buck stop at the owners? Who hired those owners, or who gave the club and chose those owners? It was Roman, right? I don't want to listen. And if we're being honest, the buck doesn't stop at Roman either. If you really want to be upset about this thing, if you really want to make a difference on this thing, UK government that unfairly sanctioned Roman for the club that, yes, I get he's an oligarch and all this and that, but they're not doing anything with that money that they use to, sell Chelsea with. It's still sitting there. It's Roman's money. They're not doing shit with it. So all this virtue signaling for the Ukraine war and all this bullshit, it was bullshit. It was just an excuse to take fucking Chelsea away from fucking Roman. The buck doesn't stop. The buck shouldn't stop at just the owners. The buck stops at the main cause of why we're in the situation we're in right now, because the government wanted to fucking sanction Roman. So listen, this is just honest conversations.
I've got a picture for you, bro. Can I show you a picture to describe? I think Marshall's picture is a good description. I took this picture. It's not a racist picture. Just to confirm it beforehand.
No, I'm not worried about that.
Hopefully not. But I am worried about.
Listen, uncomfortable conversations, people. I'm just,
Marshall was just trying to do something like this, and you know what I mean? He's trying to go scorched earth right now.
What? Is that you, bro?
Yes.
Oh my God! What the fuck? You look like a Fallout New Vegas character.
You know what it is? My camera, right? So if there's too much like light, so you know how in the morning I have my windows out completely open, right? Because I don't have this on. Like it will be completely light. My camera, because it's 4K Ultra HD, like it won't take up the light of the background and myself. So then I'll go completely black. Basically, it'll make me completely black on my teeth, my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my days! But listen, it's just like this. Listen, I like having this conversation because it's like there's more to it. It's not a black and white scenario. And like you guys are saying in the chat, and most of you get it. Like it's just lazy to just blame it on the ownership.
You know what it is?
There's
You know
more
what it is?
to it. The buck doesn't stop there. It starts with how this happened, with the whole sanctions that was unfair, in my opinion. The fact that Roman was sanctioned for a club he wasn't even making money off of is absurd to me.
And listen, man, I want us to be. I think that the issue of the ownership, I said this before. Once they start winning, if they win the Carabao Cup again, and they get a top 6, I think the story's going to change, because then they're going to be like, oh look, they're winning stuff now. No, but that's the thing. That's what they need to do. Because I think sadly the problem that we need to realize.
They need to do that, but the standard is still high for me. Like they need to do more than just that, you know?
Oh no.
I think you agree.
No, but you know, I already agree. I'm saying to start the process, like these guys, like change their mind. I think the other problem is, and I'll say this again, we need to this is wrong of me. This is the reality. We have become like every other team, like a Liverpool, like a Tottenham, like a other team, like a Real Madrid, and everyone. While we are now a business-run club. Maybe we need to make money. We need to make money, bro. We can't just lose profit and just buy all these players everywhere. We can't do that. We're not.
Yep.
We're not living. We're not the prince of England.
It's risky business.
I mean? No. We're not the prince of England anymore, bro. We don't have our father's not the king of England, who's got infinite wealth, and that we can ask him for anything, he'll give it to us, and it doesn't matter what happens, because he's willing to bleed his blood, because he loves us, for example, right? This is not the case anymore, bro. We need to wake up and smell the coffee, big man. And this is just the reality is. And like, whether people want to admit, people just don't want to admit that we are a business anymore. We are a business, guys. Wake up and smell the coffee. You know what I mean? We can bitch about we are now a business, but come on, bro.
Yeah, and CWP says it here. We'll end it on this one. There's a saying in my country: people don't throw stones at an empty mango tree.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Zibe, do you want to make
I
a
get a round
comment?
of applause.
You've just been silent, big man.
Beautiful. Gonna make me cry, man.
Zibe's like, if you want to read.
Zibe's just chilling, bro. It's just, he came in for the Jordan stuff, and he's good to go, man.
You're a Chelsea fan, innit? Man, how do you say, Zibe? Yeah, man, how do you say? If you're not gonna say anything, mate, get out.
I went to the bathroom.
No, he's over here.
Well,
Yes, what are your thoughts
about anything? Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the ownership. I just think like people just want to blame the ownership for like everything that's wrong currently, and like the league form like since last season, this season, since they came in. So I think just people just looking for someone to blame. But I think the ownership, they're doing most things correct, but they need to get like more experienced players. All that stuff. They added more experience last season, last window. Then I think the perspective would mean a lot different than what it is currently.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, man. Like at the end of the day, well, it's two things, right? It's either they have at the end of the day they have good intentions, but there is a saying in my country is that the path to hell is paved with good intentions. So hey, we could see ourselves spiral downward into championship. You never know. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But hey, man, we're just having a laugh here. But yeah, let's go on to the next topic, ladies and gents. If you haven't done so already, do smash up the like buttons. Great conversation so far. We're not even halfway through. So let's go ahead. And Ahmed, we're gonna get to Gallagher right after this one. This is the big one, okay? This is the one that you want to talk about, I'm sure, as well. Is Osimhen chooses Chelsea. Oh my days. It's gonna happen. It's you know what it is? It's this. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before Osimhen comes to Chelsea. But let's actually discuss this and let's be a little bit more realistic about it, okay? Chelsea's number one target for center forward this summer is Victor Osimhen, the secret scout. We know this. But here's the next tweet. Breaking, Victor Osimhen. I have already made my decision on the next step to do at the end of the season. I have already made up my mind. I already have my plan. I don't know what I want to do. The next step I want to I know what I want to do. The next step I want to take, he told CBS. And apparently there's a tweet going around that the rumor has it that he was quoted saying his next move, he wants to be at Chelsea. He wants to go to Chelsea. So listen, this works out in our favor. He wants to come to Chelsea. It's just a matter of we pay that release clause and boom, he is ours. And that release clause is what, 103 million euros? That's not bad considering how much we've paid. And he's wait, say that again, Zuper.
I think it was 120 million euros. I think 105 million pounds. I think.
I think it was less than that. I think it's 130, 103. What are you saying, Ahmed, bro?
It's 105 million, which is
105.
120.
Okay. Okay, you could have done this. You could have just been like. I wish I had an IMAX. So I could just do the emojis that come up on the camera and stuff. Just start the receipts coming out. Oh my days! But yeah. So I think this is gonna happen, boys. And listen, I have my reservations on Victor Osimhen, and I think we did discuss this briefly. But can he do it again? Can he do it at Chelsea? Can he do it in the Premier League? Can he repeat a similar season like he had last season? You know, these are the uncomfortable conversations. Or will Victor Osimhen come here at Chelsea and be the next Darwin Núñez? Boys,
I think that's unfair at this point. I mean, Darwin Núñez had literally one breakout season, and before that, no one knew who he was. Victor Osimhen has been known since he was in the French league, so he's got a lot more credit in the bank in that aspect.
Sure.
But I don't know what else to really say. I mean, you know, he's obviously been very cryptic with, "Oh, I've made up my mind." And I'm sure the Napoli fans don't feel great about that. They'd rather know what his plan is than him saying that. But you know, I certainly would not mind having him. I just need the team around him to be complete, though. That's the problem, because we're gonna get into a situation where like we're just relying on him, and that cannot be the case. We got Cole Palmer on the right wing, and you know he's a young player, but for now he looks like the real deal. We'll keep him there. The left wing is question mark. I'd rather sort out the left wing before we just stick a striker in there for £100 million. But you know, but he definitely has the qualities that in a ready-made team. I think he could definitely be the difference maker.
Let me ask you guys this though, and D, this question goes for you as well. I didn't want Osimhen because of the price tag, but he's a good striker, I think. If the price tag is 105 million euros, is it euros, Ahmed, or pounds?
That's pounds.
Okay. If it's 105 million pounds, do you guys reckon? Would you guys pay that actually?
No.
Oh wow.
I mean, the thing is, the reason the price is that is because the striker market's in hell right now.
Yeah, but even then, like either Victor Gyökeres, which is going for 100 million euros, or
100 million euros, yeah.
100 million euros. Okay, pay a little bit more, and you get Victor Osimhen.
Oh no, I'm taking Osimhen over Gyökeres.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like you look at the pricing right now of certain strikers, and it's like, this is almost like a bargain, considering the striker market and how much everything is worth now.
Like the market genuinely is in hell though, because like I mean, unless we're going to get linked to Tony, which that's just kind of dissipated now. I don't see anything with Tony.
£8 million.
Well, the thing is, like, he's a proven commodity. I would be more willing to pay that. I love Ivan Toney. He's a great player and one of my favourites. But like looking at other options, like I've seen like unreliable links to like Callum Wilson, and like even if those links were reliable, even if those links were reliable, I'm looking at his injury record, and that would be a disaster. So if that's your three, if you're looking at Wilson, Gyökeres, and Osimhen, you know, Osimhen is definitely the clear option out of those three.
Would you pay it?
I mean, I probably would, just out of a sheer necessity, because the market is so drab right now. But if it was more ideal, obviously not.
Zuba, why wouldn't you pay it?
I think he will just become like another guy that comes into Premier League, even though he has like a proven record. Like he would come in, and then the team around it, like I don't think that the ownership would get like if they spend 105 on him, I don't think they would get like a proper like left winger or another person like to give him service apart from Palmer, who's in the team.
But you don't think Callum Woodrick can step up?
No, definitely not.
You don't think Raheem the Dream Sterling?
No, Sterling is very unreliable. So no. I don't think.
Okay.
Bro, you're
I get
talking
your
to
point.
Ahmed's brother. What do you think?
Fair enough. The propaganda is working, man. Oh my days. Ahmed, I'm sure you stand in the same position. Maybe you wouldn't buy Osimhen for that amount of money.
The thing is, I would say I wouldn't mind. So what I mean by that is that, yeah, get him is fine, but I honestly, Yorkers, he's got something for me, man.
Yes.
You know, I'm looking at
Really?
him.
He's tickling your fancy.
He's tickling my fancy.
Oh, we're joining the Jokeres hype train. I see. Yes, man.
But like, I knew about him when he was.
Hey,
at
me and
Fulham.
Will were the first ones on the Jokeres hype train. You know.
I knew about
Just
him.
saying.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you?
You there? You're there. We hear
Oh
you.
my god! No!
No, you're good.
Broken.
You're good. What just broke? Oh,
Probably his headset. Oh, damn it.
Okay. You're okay. But listen, I mean, my conclusion is honestly, at this point, I just go for it because with Chelsea and the way the fan base has been moving, you see the criticism of Jackson right now and how much he was purchased for. It's really damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like it's either lose regardless. Like, and I said this a while ago in a tweet on the Casually Chelsea Twitter, which by the way, in the link in the description below, if you want to follow Twitter, I said this a while ago. I said, Osimhen, do not come to Chelsea because if you come to Chelsea, you will be heavily criticized for your lack of performances. If you don't put up a man of the match performance every single match, then you will be heavily criticized. You will be scrutinized by the fan base, and you know how relentless this fan base is with criticism when it comes to any player. We're seeing it this season with Caicedo and Enzo, even though these guys have had really solid performances in recent time, but because you don't score enough goals, because you don't get enough assists, because you don't do enough through balls, because you don't get enough XG, XA, fucking expected losses, expected wins, expected fucking babies, expected fucking glizzies eaten at lunch. Like, I don't fucking know. They make up these stats at this point, but because they don't get enough results, like what's to happen if Osimhen were to come and he comes for the price tag that he doesn't matter. Look at what Nicholas Jackson's criticism is and the price that he came in. It doesn't matter if Osimhen's worth 50, he's still gonna get the same amount of scrutiny. So that's why, like, for me, just fucking do it. Who cares? You're gonna get scrutinized either way by the fan base. So.
I don't think you can compare it to how people treat Enzo and Caicedo, because the problem with Enzo and Caicedo is that the fan base has a severely unrealistic expectation for what to expect of a player in their position.
You don't think they can have that same exact expectation about Osimhen? Go ahead.
Hear me out here, though, because the thing with Osimhen is the fan base are going to be united on what they want for Osimhen, and it's going to be realistic. He is a striker. You want your striker to score goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a realistic expectation for a striker. You want your striker to score goals. These lot want Enzo and Caicedo to score 40-yard bangers every other game. You know, is that a realistic expectation for a midfielder?
Let me flip the role on you and tell you why I think where the criticism is going to come from for Osimhen. We both know that Osimhen is more of a target man, right? He's not like a link striker like a Nicholas Jackson. What was the biggest criticism we had of Olivier Giroud when he was at the club? It was that he doesn't move enough. He doesn't show up for the ball. He doesn't do all this and that. But he's there like as a target man. That's the like people are gonna say, oh, he scored a goal, but like he had a horrible performance. He was barely on the pitch. He was barely doing this. Didn't get any assists. He didn't pass to the right players. We could have scored more goals and all this. This fan base has a tendency to just overly scrutinize players for no matter how good a performance they have. They'll always scrutinize the small details. And that's what I feel like it's happening with Enzo and Caicedo, and it's going to happen to Osimhen as well.
I mean, this might just be a difference in perspective. I didn't really notice it a lot with Giroud. I thought the fan base were very nice to him, and they always. I thought for the most part, a lot of people appreciated what he brought to the team. Maybe that was because we had the likes of Morata and Higuain at the time, you know, and that he's the clear he's the clear favourite out of those guys in terms of a quality player that will offer you the most. But
I mean, okay, a better example is probably Romelu Lukaku.
There is a complete tangent of context with Romelu Lukaku why this fan base did not like him. So
that's true, but he was
as long as Osimhen doesn't do that, as long as Osimhen doesn't do that and he just scores his goals, I do not see how this fan base can complain. And listen, as a £100 million player, people are going to put the 20 goal targets on him, and to be honest, rightfully so.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you guys. Listen, I want Osimhen. I'd say bring him to the club. Fuck it. Like, listen,
but this
if they want to spend the money, let them spend the money. Who cares? It's not your money.
With Osimhen, this is why I stress that ultimately, if it were up to me, I would only bring him in when it's kind of the thing that we thought it was in 2021, where it's like, oh, the striker is the final piece of the puzzle, when it actually wasn't at that time. But I want us to get to that stage before we add the £100 million striker. Because that's where we failed with Lukaku, you know. On top of all the context with the interview and not wanting to be there and Inter and all that, you know, at the end of the day, at points he just was not good enough, and he wasn't helped by his teammates in some aspects as well. I want Osimhen to come into this team when we have a left back that we can actually trust in, when we know who the first choice right back is, when we have a left winger that doesn't frustrate us every game, and things like that.
Yeah,
I don't think we're far.
We do have another.
I don't think we're far off it as well, because it's really that left back and left wing. Because for the number 10, you know, if we can get him fit, that's Nkunku. If for the right wing, Palmer, if he carries on, the midfield pivot, that speaks for itself. Enzo and Caicedo. Right back James or Gusto. You know, either or. If James can stay fit, then fair enough, him. So it's pretty much just left back and left wing where it's a question mark at the moment. If you sort those out and then you bring in Osimhen, you give them the best chance to actually hit the ground running, in my opinion.
All right. Sorry about what happened. I want to say sorry again for what happened. Literally, my plug went out by accident. I literally, because I was using my touch my feet with my charger plug. That was all. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, going back to, I said Gorka is tickling my fancy, but I think obviously he's young, but then he would need time to develop. And with the current thing that's going on at the football club, it would make sense. Maybe he would make sense. Now, the problem with Osimhen that you're going to run into is that you're going to now start entering into a win now approach, in my personal opinion. And if that is the case, I don't think the majority of the team right now is a win now team.
I don't disagree.
Right? So
development team, yeah.
Right, and then there's also the issue of the left wing as well for me personally. Like if you are gonna have to now go in for a left winger, and there's already been reports that maybe even Sterling might be gone at the end of the season as well. And to be honest, he's gonna be a big he did that, man. Oh, you didn't say that? No, by the way, man. But the thing is, the point I'm trying to make it, if he going to go right, then that's going to be big questions too.
Yeah. So
then who do you bring in? Then who do you even bring in for left wing? Like the striker position wise, bringing Osimhen, I don't mind. But then if you bring in Osimhen, it's win now approach. And then after that, you mute yourself.
No.
And then obviously then, how can you say, oh my god, when you can hear me twice. Then the second one is obviously Gyökeres is the other one, right? So then there's Gyökeres as you've spoken about previous moment in time, right? Where it's younger, then we can help him do what we need to do. And then the final one is obviously left wing, as you said previously, and you know who I'm talking about.
Wait. What do you mean? Wait, I missed that part. What do you mean know who you're talking about, huh?
The left wing, in the sense of like we may be losing two people in the left wing.
Oh, okay, yeah, we might lose Sterling. Yeah. Sorry, I lost you there. Sorry. But the Osimhen conversation is going to be a very interesting one. I'm happy. I'm happy that it's looking likely that he's going to come to Chelsea. I don't care about the money. I'm willing to just do it. Like if these owners are willing to spend the money, they have the wallets. They'll open up their wallets for Chelsea. Like that's one thing that I got to give it to them. Like, listen, when it comes to the club, they'll spend the money, which is great. They're not frugal like our last ownership started to become towards the end, right? So I'm happy for that. Whether or not he performs, we'll see. We'll see when he comes to Chelsea. But let's go on to the next topic. Ahmed, you were looking forward to this topic, so let's go ahead and bring it up right here. Here we go. Okay, let's talk about wage expectations for Conor Gallagher. This has been a little bit of a hot button topic in the Chelsea fandom for whatever reason. I mean, Conor Gallagher, people rate him now. He's the next Mason now. He's the next all this and that. So, the fan base need a poster boy. So this is their poster boy this season. So let's go ahead and talk about Conor Gallagher. Ben Jacobs reporting here. Conor Gallagher is no closer to signing a new Chelsea contract. He would expect around 150K per week with any renewal, which is another complicating factor. Oh shit, I did the wrong thing. And then we have here next tweet. Tottenham may be able to get a deal for Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher sorted before the end of the transfer window, according to David Ornstein. Listen, I don't think this is going to happen because I don't think Conor Gallagher is going to allow any move to another club. I think he's going to basically drag this out until he gets either his contract extension and stays at Chelsea or he goes on a free. That is my 2 cents on it. But Ahmed, did you have any particular thing you wanted to say about this?
I saw people say the £150 is like the standard thing to give to people of his value, and I think that's like the biggest lie. What are we doing?
Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree.
Like, no, 150K. He should not even be. He wouldn't even receive that at a big club, by the way. He's not receiving that at Liverpool with their wage structure.
Yeah.
Unless he goes to like Man United, he's not receiving that at any other club. Let's be real, guys.
Mm-hmm.
He probably gets
He's not
150.
that player.
He gets 150, like, what's it called, with bonuses. Honestly. And that's just the reality of the situation that we have to accept. I said before, 100. If you say 115K a week for Gallagher, it's fine for me because that is a reasonable wage which makes sense for him. And then maybe if you say bonuses on top adds up to 150, I think that's fine. But that's only. But like to say 150K is a standard wage for someone like him, that's not true, boys. You know what I'm saying? That's absolutely not true. And like we need to also be honest, which is the sense that in the medium to long term, Conor Gallagher is not going to be starting for Chelsea in the medium to long term. And we all know that. Mm-hmm. So who are we kidding?
Mm-hmm. It's I agree with you. And people don't want to discuss this. And I've noticed that in recent games, Conor Gallagher has not been at his best. He's not been the player that we saw against Arsenal. He's not been that player that we saw against Man City. He's not reached those heights since
it's
those
not
games.
Even about, for me, again, it's not even about the buyer thing. Like, for me, Gallagher right now, if for what he's going to be at the football club in the medium to long term and what you're going to do him for, 150K, 115K a week, yeah, with bonuses to add up to 150K, is perfect for him. Honestly. Like, I'm seeing, what's it called, Vic say that, Tielemans and Calvin Phillips are on 150K a week. But Tielemans and Calvin Phillips were the main man of the midfield. Gallagher right now is not the main man of our midfield. Caicedo in the last month and a half, yeah, if we've been honest, has like vastly improved and is literally the main guy in the midfield now. Because Gallagher's not playing in that midfield, defensive midfield area anymore. It's literally Caicedo by himself. And like even the heat map shows it now and where he is.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's not that I don't think they should pay him the 150. I don't think 150 is going to break the bank. But I think if we had to be honest, I think what they really, really want is to sell Gallagher. They want to make the pure profit. Because like we discussed earlier, we don't have that nice, shiny stadium to make money off of. This is the best way to make money and be profitable at this club right now. They basically instilled a structure that Roman had that is going to make them more profitable because that's the best way they can make profit. They need this business to be sustainable. You can't just keep injecting and bleeding out money. You can't. So, I mean, they're going to try to sell for pure profit. That's what I think they're trying to force that move.
I also think
I don't agree with it, but
look, JC's comment is also very interesting, right? Because I agree with JC's comment, by the way, because you look at the some of the people that he mentioned as Tielemans at Leicester was actually continuously showing his level. Bro, in the last season where he was really poor, what's it called? That is extremely wrong. And I think also we also need to realize, and I think Adrian's also got a good point here. Is what's it called? Got a good point here in the sense that we remember our cap now is 150k a week. That's the maximum we're trying to get any player we signed to have. So are we really gonna say that Gallagher's gonna be the main guy for 150k a week?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Like
it's
that's the thing. And just before I end my comment, it says Ahmed Gallagher is not your main guy, but it's down to whoever wants him.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Vic, though, I don't care what anyone else in and around the league is doing. Though I'm caring about what I would give him at my football club with the current standards and with the current wage thing they're doing. And if that's the case, I can only say 115k a week makes sense to me personally. I'm not even. And by the way, there's some people that are saying 80k is okay for him. By the way, there's dickheads that are doing 80k, 90k, which is for me disrespectful, by the way, because he should be getting more than 100k a week. 115k a week for him makes total sense.
I agree. We'll see what happens to Gallagher. I think, like I said earlier, before we went into this, before we got really into this segment, I think he's gonna dig his heels in. He's gonna stay at Chelsea because he likes Chelsea. He's a Chelsea boy through and through, and I think he's gonna end up going on a free because I don't think they're gonna negotiate a contract. I really don't think he's gonna accept just any contract, and I think he feels that he's not wanted at the club. I'm sure. I'm sure he feels like, well, he feels wanted by Poch, but by the board, he feels like I'm just another pure profit player for them, and they want to sell me. I'm sure that's the case. But we will see. I doubt that this Tottenham move is going to happen. But
what were you saying, Oliver? Because Oliver made the comment. Oliver was making a comment.
I was just going to say, like, the reality of the situation at Chelsea. We're going for young players and on long contracts. Look at a guy like
Keyshawn. He's going to wait it out, man.
I'd probably say so too. But on this, looking at the rest of the squad, let's use a player like Lavia for an example. He's on an 8-year contract. How old is he? 20.
21, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe I heard he's on 60 to 80k. He's on a long-term contract with that low of a wage. And the reality with Conor Gallagher is, we've heard that there might be a problem with the contract length, but also a guy like Romeo Lavia, we all believe has a higher ceiling than Conor Gallagher. So why are you going to give more money outright to a guy that A, you think is a squad player, and B, that you think there's another guy that has a better potential? And that's really it for me. And this has been a debate on Twitter, and I've seen it. People are using a lot of examples. They're pulling up, the people that disagree with, the people that think we should give him 150. They're bringing up all the transfer market screenshots. Kepa's on 175, Malang Sarr's on 120, etc. Sterling's on 325, and you got to think about some of these things. There's a lot of context to these. Kepa and Malang Sarr were not given their contracts by this ownership, and they want those players out. They would ideally not have Kepa and Malang Sarr. It just so happened that no one wanted Malang Sarr this summer, and the only thing that came up for Kepa was Real Madrid, so on loan. So here we are. And with the Sterling thing, it's kind of like it's a very similar thing to, because the whole thing was Mount wanted the same as Sterling, and it's a very similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, not as outlandish because Gallagher doesn't. Go on.
Sadio Mane, how much would he earn at Liverpool Football Club?
120.
200k.
100k a week, not including bonuses.
There you go.
Bro, but this is they're playing their prime, everything like that, and people are saying to me, Gallagher's worth 150k a week. We need to be, again, honesty is the best policy, bro.
I think a lot of people are still stuck in the old wage structure.
Yeah.
Because under Roman's wage structure, Gallagher probably would have been, but this is a complete. Because remember, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was given that kind of. He was on 150, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on 150.
So just as an example, but I was going to compare this whole Gallagher thing with Mount a little bit, because I think there are
perfect.
there are some parallels, and not in the fact that it's completely outlandish, because I think 150k for Gallagher is much more warranted than 300k for Mount. But it's that whole thing where two rights don't make a wrong. Yes, Sterling is on 325, and on current evidence, I think that's a mistake. They shouldn't have done that, and he hasn't repaid that salary with his performances on the pitch for the most part. But you don't want two of those players. You don't want two players that are being overpaid in that respect. And then 2 becomes 3, and then 3 becomes 5, and then 5 becomes 10, and then you become Man United. So you have to draw a line somewhere. You just have to put up with the fact that Sterling is on that kind of money for now. Some people ideally want to get rid of him. I think based on current evidence, he's not. Yeah, well, Ahmed and others, but
what are you talking about? I was just coughing.
Yeah. But I myself included a little bit in that. Like,
Jesus, okay.
I'm not. I don't hold an agenda or anything. I just don't see. I just don't see value for money there. But you don't.
I get it.
Just because you have one problem doesn't mean you need 2. You'd rather have none, and we need to work towards getting rid of those kind of problems rather than just compounding them.
And you know what, bro? What was that? Sorry, I missed the point about me. What was the point about myself? I literally had like a quick brain fart.
Some people want to sell Sterling.
No, but like the reality of the situation here is that if you look at that summer window, barring Kukurea and who's the other guy that was there? What, Fofana? Really?
Koulibaly.
No. I'm talking about the people that are still remaining. But,
yes, those 2 and Sterling, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sterling and Kukurea, basically. Yeah, everyone else has been removed from that squad, and they were on high wages, by the way. The club was offering the high wage shit back then, and now they're not.
Yeah.
So that is a point. I mean, you got to remember, Carney Chukwuemeka, who came in that summer, he's on 100k.
Yes.
So, based on that, like, I'm with Ahmed. 115 is fine, but beyond that, this is where my real opinion sort of comes into it. I'm not up for it personally, and just like Mount, and to a similar extent, just like Havertz, if the ownership feel like they can replace, this player with someone, replace if not upgrade on them for a cheaper price, because they did that with Cole Palmer. Whether you want to say Cole Palmer replaced Mount or Havertz, the fact of the matter is he's performing better than both of them. I looked it up. He's on 75 grand per week, and he costs 45 million. That's an upgrade for cheaper across the board. So if they feel like they can do that with Gallagher, then let's give it a go, I guess, because he's not a special player. Like, for even the people that like him, he's not a special player. They could admit that.
But again, Vic, we're not even when we talk about value for money for me is not about how do we sell him, because so you can always get like that. I will stand by the fact whether you can get 45 to 50 million for him. The market's already there for him, so it doesn't matter. The question I think for us as a team is what standards are we setting, by the way? Because we want him to go for if we are truly saying 150k is the maximum, and that's what we're given to the upper echelons of players from now on, then then Gallagher doesn't fit that. Then he has to be on a much lower wage of 115k a week. That's all it is.
By the way, Caicedo's on 150, just to point that out.
And remember, he's a pivotal player starting for us, who we consider to be a top player. That's the reason why he's on 150k a week.
And I think the precedent thing about setting a precedent for future negotiations, future transfers, that is honestly so important, because I know in the world of Manchester United, making a big deal of the Manchester City executive or whoever, I don't know what the guy's title is, but they got a guy from Man City, and he's going to be heading up some of their sporting stuff, and he was talking about this sort of thing. It's about setting a precedent, because if you overpay one player, then everyone's going to want to be overpaid. And
he's joking. I don't know if Vicky's saying that I'm joking or not, but I'm not joking. I'm being honest. Like, if we are if we're being well and truly honest, 150k should be for someone who's a starter that is pivotal for the team that we believe is going to give us high results. That's what 150k a week should be getting you. Or what is Caicedo not that guy? That's the guy that we believe Caicedo to be, and that's what he's starting to produce.
I mean, in the context of our current structure, that's what it is. I mean, if you're breaching that 150, it is an exceptional case.
You have to see, unless it's a top 5 player in the world, you cannot breach that wage structure, in my opinion. Literally.
I mean, who has breached it? So what? Fofana has breached it.
No. I think since Stanley and Stewart have come in, what's it called? You can't breach it.
It's Enzo, pretty much. Enzo and Chilwell, they're the only ones.
But Chilwell, I think the reason why he breached that, by the way, from word on the street, is that because of the fact that they just rated him and they were trying, and even with him, there may be a fact of that he may be even sold in the future, knowing what the streets are.
Well, I need to see those links, because all I hear is, oh, let's loan Maatsen, let's sell Cucurella, etc., etc. There's never talk about Chilwell, but who knows?
The Chilwell thing, bro, it might happen in the future, bro.
Say again, Ahmed?
I think, guys, Chilwell might be on his list.
God damn it! His microphone is thinking.
He thinks Chilwell could be on his way.
I think. Hello.
I don't think
Is it
so.
Hello?
Yes.
You're good,
Hello.
Hi, yeah, you're
Hi.
good. Hello,
Can you
hello.
hear me?
How are you, my
Can you
friend?
hear me?
Good to meet you.
Can
Hello,
you hear
my
me?
friend.
Okay.
Ahmed. Jesus Christ.
Dude, man, what do you think,
Oh.
man? Gallagher 150k a week, man.
No, he should be sold immediately.
Big up,
He should be sold. He
JC.
should be sold.
Welcome to the casuals. Go ahead, Zuber.
Huh?
What's your point, bro? We can't hear you.
He should be sold. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
He's not worth the 150.
So how much would he give him?
Like 80, 90 max.
Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
Jesus. That's a
What's
tight
Gallagher on
wallet.
now, by the way?
I don't know.
Gallagher is probably on that amount.
50?
He's
It's
on
like
the
50.
He's on the graduate amount, that like similar
It's like
amount,
50.
which is 5.5,
Okay.
55k,
Okay.
which is the same as
Yeah,
mine, by the way.
In that case, yeah, 110, 115, I'd do that.
That's why I said 115 makes sense.
But I think
Guys, you're on.
even if he agrees to that, you've got the stumbling block of the length as well.
Yes.
So many variables.
Man, this is your opportunity to get yourself into as a star, and you're failing, man. You're failing miserably, man. If you
No,
go,
I'm just saying Gallagher is not worth the 150. If Tottenham want him so bad, they can have him.
I think we all agree, yeah.
No, but the thing is, even if he goes to Tottenham, he's probably not going to start as well. He's probably going to be on the bench.
Okay.
oh, okay. And do you think he's good enough?
Go ahead, Zuber.
What do you
Do you think
why do
Gallagher's
you think?
good enough?
Yeah, well, what do you not like about him?
For me, he's just overhyped. He just runs around. That's it, just the pressing, and I say he doesn't for anything on the ball. Every time trying to do the counter attack, he fails, passes back to Thiago. He always breaks up the attack. That's it, really.
Damn, I'm comfortable.
Bro,
conversations with
those no look crosses against Villa. Oh, me and Scott, we were losing our heads in the Discord,
That's
Yeah.
just nasty.
just
man.
staring at the ground.
That is nasty, brother. That was nasty, man. I literally was the one that noticed as well that he was not looking at his crosses, by the way. Like, there was like the replays.
I mean, Nani did too, but yeah.
Hey, chill out, man. Put some respect. Man.
Listen, we could talk
Do you
about
not like
Gallagher all
Nani
night.
Zuba? Do you not like
Huh?
Nani Zuba?
What, Madueke?
Yeah.
Madueke is cold. We need to keep him on the right wing.
No, I like him a lot. I like him a lot, man. He's
Hey.
been earning my favoritism in recent games for sure. But all right, let's go on to the next topic. Ladies and gents, I'm gonna do something experimental here. If we get to 50 likes, which there's almost 60 of you on the stream right now, if we get to 50 likes, I will gift 5 memberships to Casually FC. It's going to go out randomly to the 55 of you, the 60 of you that are watching. If we can get to 50 likes, I will gift 5 memberships. All right? It's coming out of my wallet so you guys can enjoy a more enhanced experience here at Casually FC. But big up to JC for joining the Casuals. Pleasure to have you here, my friend. But let's go on to the next topic that I wanted to discuss, which is someone that we've been, touting for to come as the left back position. And now there's some links to Alfonso Davies. Let's discuss this. Okay. So, Chelsea, Simon Phillips, Ryan Taylor Sport, which is, I think it's a little bit of a reliable source. Chelsea are among the clubs monitoring Alfonso Davies' contract situation at Bayern Munich. The Canadian left back's current deal is due to expire in the summer of 2025. 2025, and talks are over an extension are yet to reach a positive conclusion. And if we are to follow this, we go for young players. Okay, let's see how old Alfonso Davies is. Alfonso Davies is 23 years old, so he would fall into the that category of possible potential players that the ownership would actually bring in, because they fall into that category. Hey, big up again to Dark. Been a member for 11 months. Holy shit. So he's almost a year of the membership at the proper casual and higher tiered member. So big up to Dark. Hell yeah. Let me do this before the month ends. Appreciate you, Dark. Long time subscriber. Appreciate it. But yeah, Alfonso Davies. This could happen. Could happen. But what do you guys think of Alfonso? You guys know my opinion on Alfonso Davies, but you know, I prefer really not to speak.
We should get him at all costs.
Talk to me, Zuber. Why?
That's me. I think he would elevate the left side. Even if you had like a Sterling or someone, I think he will also elevate the left hand side of the attack more than like a Chilwell, because I think like going forward, it offers way more. Like on the ball, he's more better on the ball. So yeah, that's what I think personally. But I think Real Madrid is in for him as well. So if Real Madrid's in, I don't think we're gonna get him unless we have Champions League football.
Listen, but we got the gift of the gab. We got that silver tongue. We can convince players to come to Chelsea no matter how shit we are. We did it with Enzo. We did it with Caicedo. So, I mean, what's to say we can't do it with Alfonso Davies?
Real Madrid's a different kettle of fish.
I was going to say.
True. Fair enough. But, I mean, Oliver, I don't know really where you stand with Alfonso Davies.
I'll take him. I mean, we've had this discussion on previous streams. Like, people want to be concerned about, like, with him and Teo Hernandez, they can't defend. Are there really many left backs that can at the top level? Like, if we're really thinking about it, like, honestly, no. So you kind of just got to take the best of what you've got from another side of the game, which should be going forward, obviously, and. Mm-hmm. Davies would be in that upper tier. You know, he was a former winger, so he can certainly knows his way around dribbling and all that. If he ever needs to get into that situation, he has a good delivery, and he's played at a high level, so it makes sense as long as all parties can come to some sort of agreement on it. I certainly wouldn't mind it. I just think, you know, I wouldn't mind sticking with Cucurella as the starter, but the club clearly aren't, so. I wouldn't be looking forward to Chilwell. You know, whilst he had a good game, against Middlesbrough. But I've still got my concerns about him. So I'd be totally fine with it, as long as the club and the player can come to terms on anything. I'd give it the okay. Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, this is an interesting question from JC. Big up JC, and I'll give this to Ahmed. Funny question for the panel: which is better, buying the release clause of Maatsen for 10 million or buying Alfonso Davies for 85 mil? Ahmed Abdi, that is your question.
Maatsen doesn't have a 10 million release clause.
He's a
35 mil.
Yeah, 35 mil.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that. Yeah, JC is 35.
No, I think he means buying the actual release cost for 10 million, so that it doesn't happen basically.
Oh.
To remove the release cost for 10 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or Alfonso Davies for 85.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Listen, I think for me, I don't mind either. I think the question for me is that, listen, Alfonso Davies, he's the truth, but you know, Teo Hernandez, man, you know, Teo Hernandez. The analysis I've been doing, that brother, this season, bro, he's been doing a lot of Mazzolinis on that left hand side. He's been doing a lot of Mazzolinis on the left hand side. You know, the hoops I've been watching from him, it's been interesting to say the very least. I'm intrigued. I'm excited. I'm interested. He might be the one that we go for, man.
Theo Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez, man.
I mean, I don't disagree. He would be my go-to, but I'm surprised.
The one thing I do wonder is the behavior aspect. Did they have an issue maybe with his behavior? I don't know about his behavior thing, but like I do know maybe that I don't know if it's their behavior. If it's a behavior. Oh, he's 26. Fuck!
Sorry, Ahmed.
He's too old, man.
It's too old.
You old ass.
Yo, fart! Get out of my club. Too old. Expiration date on this one. Jesus Christ.
Go talk to Roy Hodgson, bro.
Yeah, man. Go to some analyze and them, man. Go talk to some analyze.
Roy Hodgson.
He's not to some analyze them, man.
All right, same question to you, Oliver. The 10 million release clause, Ian Maatsen or Alfonso Davies for 85 or 80. They say 85 or 80, I don't remember.
10 million.
85 mil.
I wouldn't mind. I can't lie. Like I like Maatsen, and yeah, he's been doing well for Dortmund, and I've just always liked him in general. He could do something in this team, and he's still got room to develop. He's got more room to develop compared to Alfonso Davies. He's obviously a lot closer to his prime in that regard. I'm gonna have to sit. Sorry.
No, I said okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really have a definitive answer. Either or would be. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah.
Zuber, 10 mil release clause for Maatsen or 85 mil for Alfonso Davies.
I would say Davies.
Mr. Maple Tree.
Davies. Because I think Maatsen was already in the team and Poch didn't use him. He thought he was like some attacking player. So say if Poch was still here and Maatsen came back and say they activated 10 mil, whatever, I think, and Chilwell was still here, he'll still be playing Chilwell. And I don't think Maatsen would get in game time. But even that, I don't think Maatsen, I think he's still too short to do it in Premier League for me. And like he's not physical enough, personally.
Oh my god, he's a Poch lover.
Well, the thing is, with what I just said, I did not factor Pochettino in that because I'd ideally want Pochettino to leave or be fired or whatever.
Yes.
So, I ideally want it to be under someone that will actually give this guy a chance. That's just me. And as for the height thing, we don't know until we know. We don't know what we don't know. We have to actually see it properly. There is he's only come off the bench to play left back in the Premier League, I believe, and for 10 minutes at a time.
No, but even that he cost us a goal against Brentford. It was him.
That was
he got bodied.
Oh my god.
In the game we were. I mean,
Cook. I've been saying it. This guy got killed like fucking Deontay Wilder.
Okay. Yes, that was poor from him, and I did actually bring that up. I was the first person on this channel to bring that moment up. I think it was kind of overlooked before that, but to be like looking at it in a wider context, we were already losing that game, and so what bad is a second goal? You know what I mean?
Listen, Adrian, we were specifically talking about Davies or Maatsen. Who cares about who you think is coming to this club? Okay, my guy. No, I'm kidding. Obviously,
I think what I'd blame on Poch for that. I'd blame more Poch for that Brentford goal because you need just one man at the back. Leave at least two.
Okay.
You've already sent your goalkeeper up. You need a bit more cover.
Would you guys take Anthony Robertson from Fulham?
No.
I need to
maybe.
look into that a little bit more.
No.
There's more cooking on that one.
Again,
Listen, I gotta answer this question.
Anyone that is called Jedi, we will not take a Jedi. He's not serious, man. He's not serious. Wallahi, he's not
that's
serious,
some bias.
Man.
That's a strong bias right there.
He's not even bias, man. He's just not serious. And for me personally,
just because you don't like what Disney did to Star Wars, man, doesn't mean you got to take it out on Robinson, bro.
Whoa, I don't like first. I don't even watch Star Wars, so that understand. So for me, like, the point I'm just trying to make is that. So for me, like, I'm just pissed about how can you bring like toys to this is a actual like a training session, man. You know what I mean? We're here to be serious, get real, and like man, I don't see it with him, bro. I think he's having a good season. Let's not get it twisted here. I want to give him the respect he deserves, but I don't think he's, you know what I'm saying, man. What's the point?
Hey, we can be rest assured that Poch will not allow him to bring a toy lightsaber into his gay contest.
Plus, how tall is he? Is he even that tall? Is he even that tall, like for Poch? Is he like tall enough for Poch? You know what I mean? Poch likes him tall now. You know what I'm saying?
Forget the tall thing. Do you want him?
No,
I don't care about Poch, man.
No, man.
Listen. To answer the question, by the way, JC.
CNF, Star Trek, man. We come in peace, big man. You know what I mean? That's my thing.
Nerd! Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Listen. To answer the question, give me fucking Matson. I don't want this fraud, Alfonso Davies here. Listen, this man is living off that fucking Semedo, Meg, whatever the fuck. Who was it playing? Was it Nelson Semedo? Wasn't it Nelson Semedo?
Yes, Barcelona. Yeah.
Bro, you're living off the Semedo glory, okay? We all know this, okay? Everyone remembers that, and that's all you're remembered for, okay? You're not that good. You're not that guy. Defensively, you're not sound. What did you do with Canada at the World Cup? You didn't do shit, bro. So at the end of the day, man, I don't have this. So give me Madsen.
Does he not play on the wing for Canada?
What?
Does he play on the wing for Canada? I'm just asking. Or does he play left?
I don't remember. Listen,
yes,
all I remember is that he made a career off Nelson Semedo. I don't care what you do for Canada, bro. You don't do enough. That's the thing. So get out of here with all your bullshit, okay? Alfonso Davies, you're overrated, man. All right? Y'all just remember that Nelson Semedo Barcelona, game, and that's the glory, the glory that he has. Glory, fucking Alfonso Davies, Barcelona, okay? Who gives a shit? He's not that great.
Want to say,
and he's injury prone too, by the way.
Listen.
One more.
I just want to say personally, get me £2 to time out Marshall for that disgusting thing. £2. Listen, £2 to get Marshall stand up for a disgusting take, man. You are nasty, man. You know what I mean? You're a little rat. You know what you are. So you are, man. You little rat.
You know how deep in the trenches of my brain I had to go to dig out Nelson Semedo's name?
No,
this guy's so irrelevant.
That was his most famous moment, to be honest. And that was his video. So, like, it's too hard to remember.
I gotta admit, Alfonso Davies cooked the shit out of him that game.
Yeah,
that game
man.
was humiliating.
He ended his career at Barca. So
yeah, he really did.
Not too hard.
He just ended his career, period.
But him and Coutinho both, man. Oh my god.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my days, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. It happens. It's Bayern. That's Hansi Flick's Bayern right there. You know what I'm saying? So listen.
Flicking.
Actually, if we get Hansi Flick, then maybe I'll consider Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
Ian Matson all day, man. Ian Matson all day. All right, let's move on to the next topic. We're moving slow on the topics, but it's okay, man. We got plenty to talk about. So let's go on to this one. This will probably be a short one. Antonio Nusa to Brentford. So it's not happening. No more Chelsea. It's gone. The dream is done, boys. So breaking. Brentford have just reached an agreement with Club Bruges to sign Antonio Nusa. Deal in place for a fee in excess of 30 million euros package. Green light already. Green light ready also on player's side. He's starting at Bruges until June and then join Brentford in June. Time for formal steps now. I feel like this is a good signing for him. I think Brentford would be a good signing for a genuinely decent attacker. I think they could use someone who's potentially going to leave the club in the summer.
Lag, bro.
Oh, am I? Sorry.
You did for a second.
Okay. Did you? Okay. I'm just saying Antonio Nusa for Brentford is probably a good pick considering that Ivan Toney's leaving in the summer. They're going to need another young, talented prospect, another exciting attacker. I think Antonio Nusa could be that person. So listen, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't want him that bad. I wanted ownership to stop buying youth players, like in general. You don't have to buy them all, but we just discussed the situation financially at Chelsea, so I get it now. But at the same time, no more. What are your thoughts, guys?
I personally think When he goes to Brentford next season, I think personally he'll cook, but then next season he'll get sold for like 100 mil, something crazy, and then they'll like, double the profit or whatever. But I think Chelsea will go in for him and pay the 100 mil. So I think we should have just paid the 30 in the first place.
Anyone else?
I don't know enough about the guy. I mean, I'm looking at Brentford squad. I guess left wing is an area of need. I mean, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, I know Johan Wissa can play
Well,
left.
they just need more attacking players because right now, when Ivan Toney leaves, all their left foots is in Mbumo pretty much.
I guess so. I mean, I'm trying to think about their other guys. So they got Johan Wissa, who can play left or striker. I can't remember if Damsgaard can play wing. I know he can play 10. I don't know if he can play wing. That might be a thing.
He can play wing, but
okay,
he
yeah.
can play right wing. Oh, you're right wing though.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough then. So, yeah, they're limited in that area, so it makes sense on their end. I know Spurs were linked to Nusa as well. I don't know necessarily where he fits. I mean, you've got Son and Richarlison who can both play on the left. I don't know where he fit there. And as for Chelsea, unless you're getting rid of Sterling, but even if you get rid of Sterling, that doesn't make any sense because you're going to have Nusa and Mudryk both developing in the same area, and there's no guarantee there. So it makes sense for him. Like I said, I don't know enough about the guy, but it is what it is. I guess just on a human level, all the best to him.
Mr. Ahmeds. Thoughts on Nusa, or you're over it?
I have. Listen, man. Listen, let's see what he does at Brentford, then we'll talk, innit?
Okay. Fair enough. All right, let's go on to. Listen, I don't care what you think, Ahmed. Bring me my French warrior. Bring me this guy. Okay. Let's talk about Olise. All right, he's a magician. Okay, bring me this man to the club, man. Olise. Chelsea are expected to try and sign Olise this summer, but the player prefers Manchester United as he is a lifelong supporter of it. Forget about this, Bobby Vincent. We have it. We have this. All right. We will convince him to come to Chelsea. Okay. Olise will come to Chelsea. Don't mark my words. I could be wrong about that. But regardless, give me Olise. And then Joe Shields driving move for Michael Olise. Listen, this guy can cook. We need more chefs in this attacking kitchen. Okay? The bread is coming out overcooked, hard as a rock. The spaghetti raw. We need better cooks in this kitchen. So bring me Michael Olise, please. I know he's injury prone. But hey, I'll take the games I can get from him when he is fit. Please and thank you. That is my TED talk.
Yeah, Marshall, man. Marshall's been heavy on his knees today, man. You know what I mean? Giving and receiving today. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. So you can see that for sure, boys. But listen, man. At the end of the day, for me, when it comes to Mr. Olise, great player, very talented. But the issue, man, is the injuries, bro. This season, he's barely playing. And even the season before, like he was quite fit the season before. But even the season before that, he's been getting injured, and like that's the worry that you have of him. Let me. And then there's also the pathway issue at Chelsea. Ronnie Madueke cooking. Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Right wing. So why is he playing?
Angelo. That's all.
Angelo Gabriel.
Point. There we go.
Cam. Put him as a 10. Go number 10.
So
when was the last time you played 10 again?
So
I don't know. Listen, let me cook. I cooked for us at pro clubs. I said switch 4-3-3. We start performing better. It's not my bad that Ahmed Touchy Abdi, fumbled the ball.
£2, boys. £2 to remove it.
Listen, I'm like Potch right now, man. You can't blame me for what the players are doing on the pitch. I'm just kidding. Let me stop. I'm not like Potch. I'm better. But no, listen, if I'm being serious, Yeah, it is an unnecessary transfer. I like the player a lot. I think he's phenomenal right winger. But I do like what's happening with Madueke. I am seriously trying to put stocks into Madueke. I think he's developing into a really, really sharp player. I would say hand over heart with chess, he is probably our best dribbler in this team. Best dribbler in the past 4 seasons, barring Eden Hazard. That's it. Like I can't think of any other winger that's been more effective than him, really, in that position in a little amount of time that he's had.
Not
so
Sterling?
I like him a lot. Who?
Not Sterling?
Nah, bro, come on now. Sterling frustrates me a lot.
Sterling funny though.
Sterling has moments of brilliance, but I think Madueke has brilliant games. Look, I can't even speak anymore. Brilliant games, and I think in recent form he's been phenomenal. He's been on fire. So I like Madueke a lot. I like where that's going. And Cole Palmer, between him and Malo Gusto, is best transfer of this season. And I know we got Malo Gusto last season, but he started playing for us this season. So I between him and Gusto, and Cole Palmer's been just phenomenal. So there's really no need. I get it. And we do have Sterling that can play right wing as well. But at the same time, maybe Olise for depth. Maybe Sterling goes. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to shoot down the depth thing. He has a 70 million release clause.
How much?
70. He signed. So after the whole thing came out where we were apparently tapping him up or whatever, he signed a contract.
Crystal Palace for that, but go on.
Yeah, no, I agree, but notwithstanding, he signed a contract extension. I can't remember for how long, but they basically doubled his release clause. So it's not even necessary that we'd be paying the release clause because we have our way of going about things to amortize and all that. But even still, you're paying a general fee within that region, and can that be justified when you already have a starter who is arguably performing better in the Premier League this season, and you have Madueke who's serviceable in his own right and has room to grow as well?
No.
You can't justify 70 million for me. That's all I'm saying. He's a great player, and he's a great player, and I take him under any other circumstances, if not maybe except for his injuries. But yeah, that's all really.
Yeah, I get it. These are all valid. Listen, I just have an agenda, and at the end of the day, if I get my way, happy for me. If I don't, we have midfield depth. So,
I guess he's going to United to replace Anthony or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, vision.
What about you, man? What are you for?
United.
Well, Olise. I think he's a very good player, but I think he would become more injury prone than he is right now. You barely play. And also, I think
under Poch, yeah, for sure.
Madueke's pass as well. He'll block Madueke's pass, and then even if they want to sell him, I don't think they would get how much they paid for him in the first place. And then there's no point.
Bro, but who cares about Madueke, man? We got Olise, bro.
Fucking minerals.
Man's got the minerals.
Get this terrorist out of here, man.
Man's got the ingredients to cook. He's the chef. Did we just get rated? We did get rated. Thank you, Sarcasm City, for the raid. Appreciate you.
Listen,
big
I just want to say,
big up Sarcasm City. Thank you. Don't listen to Ahmed Abdi.
To Andrew, if he's watching, he can hold that. The Ravens can hold that. In my lines, we go to Super Bowl, baby.
Listen, this is a message. This is a message for Flawless. I will not let you have Olise. Promise you that. I will pull every string possible for you to not have Olise.
I don't feel like they like black people hairstyles at United. You know what I'm saying? After hey man, I'm not sure he can even survive. Can he even survive that? I'm not even sure he can survive that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey man,
what makes you think that? Because they sold Alanga, or what?
Pogba.
Oh, well, yeah. I didn't want to take it to that, but.
I was saying, I don't feel like guys with hairstyles. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, maybe we need to. whoever his agent is, if you're listening, you better give that advice, man.
Hey, man.
All right.
Graham Souness is
Listen,
going to be on it, man.
man. They only accept like, you know, skin phase and number ones on top, man. You know what I mean? Nothing more, nothing less.
Jesus Christ.
I'll be haircuts only.
Oh my days. Ladies and gents, smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. If we get to 50 likes like I promised, I will give away 5 gifted memberships, okay? So, if you want a gifted membership, you want to, throw your hat in the ring, smash up that like button, man. And the membership here is worth it, I promise you. All right. So let's go on to the next topic I wanted to bring up, which is, and we're starting to come to a conclusion of the show. We're getting close. A few more stories to go over, and then it's a wrap. This is the Casually FC show, or the Casually Chelsea show. Anyways, let's go on to let's talk about the striker situation.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about uncomfortable conversations on Broja. So let's start this off. Oh my days. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, Super. Anyways, Chelsea decision makers want a new striker. They want that right now. Don't rule it out. Some decision makers want different to others. So I'd say ignore any noise right now. Once Chelsea and the players decide what they want to do and leak it, they will. Don't swallow every report. Pause. Anyways, West Ham are monitoring Armando Broja, according to Jacob Steinberg. Then we have here Wolves were in talks with Chelsea over a loan plus obligation of £30 million for Broja, but they have now paused talks due to FFP. Then the next link we have here is that on Armando Broja, there could be movement in the next few days, according to Fabrizio Romano. So this really might happen. And then we have here Chelsea are waiting for proposals for Armando Broja. I think there will be some conversations, so let's see what happens. I think Broja could be one of the names that we mentioned in the final days of the transfer window, according to Fabrizio Romano. And then lastly, we have here Chelsea have some names on the list to replace Armando Broja if he leaves, according to Fabrizio Romano. We will go over those names, but Broja, I mean, Ahmed, you've been speaking very loudly about this, boisterous even.
Boisterous. Listen.
Hey, listen. I have the dictionary in front of me today.
Listen. You know my nickname.
Hey, wait. Hey, yo. What? Hey, what's happening? What's going on, man? Hey.
Listen.
Careful with that thing, man.
Oh god.
Listen. You know me, man. Ahmed the weapon. You know what I mean? Don't make me unsheath. Don't make me unsheath. You know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, of course, like this is something that I spoke to you guys about before, which is that we knew that his time was coming up short. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a question of when it was going to happen. And like we've seen the way he plays, bro. He has not recovered from his ACL, bro. I'm sorry to say that. He hasn't recovered from his ACL. He's not looking good at all. He's looking cooked, bro. Yeah,
I mean, do you think it's gonna take time for him to recover from his ACL, or do you think he's actually done?
Sometimes it takes a year or two, bro. Honestly, for some players, man, and that's just the reality of the situation, broski. Like it will take a year or two. It will take a year or two.
I just think everything is against him at this point. One, he doesn't have time. There's no time. Like Chelsea need results now, and if you're not putting out the results now, I get it. And not only that. Pure profit. He's a pure profit player, and you have teams that want you. So if there's buyers, why wouldn't I sell? So I get where the owners are coming from in this one. So I mean, Oliver, do you agree, or Zuber? Either.
I'm kind of a bit where Scott was on it about it. I thought he had quite a nice point of view on it because obviously, a lot of us were reactionary after the game. We saw that touch he had, and it was terrible. I'm not saying it wasn't, but. To quote Antonio Conte, we have to suffer. Like for now, we have to suffer because it's only going to be a few more games, and then Nicholas Jackson will be back. There's no point in loaning a striker or even panic buying a striker or panic loaning a striker to play 4 or 5 games, and then Nicholas Jackson's back. There's no point in it. So it's going to suck. I get it. It's not going to be good. Let's just do 5 more games of this, and then Jackson can come back to play for the rest of the season. So I would be against selling Broja in January, But in the summer, by all means.
Mm.
And Zuber, are your thoughts on Armando Broja, man?
I personally would sell him, but I don't think he's good enough. And I think after he's came back from injury, he's been very rubbish. Like, he's been shit. Touch has been awful. I don't know. He's just been appalling. So if anyone would come in and like even offer him like 35 mil, I think they should take it and they should just get someone like a loan deal or someone like that can score goals for us in the meantime. But like, yeah, I think even if Jackson comes back, I don't think he's gonna. He'll score some goals, but I don't think he'll score every time. So you need someone that can score. So if you can get Callum Wilson, I think that would be a good deal. Gun score up.
Bro, one training session, Callum Wilson with Poch is a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Remember, we said this, bro.
I mean,
literally, we take one training session from tonight, bro. That's literally it, bro.
I mean, listen, Zuber, you mentioned it, so let's do it. Callum Wilson to Chelsea.
Can I ask you a question?
He's an option.
Before we hit Wilson, yeah, Ziva, would you take Jonathan David at Chelsea?
Oh, no, I can't actually know.
Oh,
you need someone who has Premier League experience that can score right now.
All right, so we'll talk about Jonathan David in a second because I got that tweet just disappeared on me, so I had it. Callum Wilson to Chelsea. Newcastle could sell Callum Wilson for just £18 million in the final week of the January transfer window, with Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United all alerted to his availability. Listen, Newcastle are having hot sales right now, clearance sales. They need to make up for the FFP. So, hey, Callum Wilson, short-term solution to a long-term problem? I don't know. What are we thinking, boys?
Yes.
I mean, actually, Zuber, you were vouching for him, so you go first, man. You tell me.
I think it would be a very good deal. You can get it for like 18 mil or something. So obviously, the people saying like the injury record or whatever, but you can take the risk at 18 mil, which has very good experience. You can score you a lot of goals. And say if you're like an Osimhen, like in a summer or someone, he'll be a very good backup as well. So if you have Osimhen and him, that could be very good. Then you can shift Mr. Jackson onto the left wing, and then you can get rid of Madrid or whatever. And then if you have the left wing of like Jackson, and then you have what's called Callum Wilson, that can interchange whatever for the 10 and everything. So I think it'd be a very good deal.
Yo, Callum Wilson is 31, by the way, Adrian, to answer your question. He's up.
Alhamdulillah! Victory!
Bruh. My man is dancing for joy. Listen, he is very injury prone, extremely injury prone, too injury prone. I would say Marley more injury prone than Reece James. So I don't. 18 million is, listen, he's a good striker. Don't get me wrong, he is a good striker, but 18 million for 50% availability, maybe if that.
No, but 18 mil is not a lot. Say if he comes in and he gets injured like a bit, they could still move him on for still the same amount he bought for. He was doing like 31, and like some clubs would come in and pay the price. So even say like he does like medium, he scored like 5-10 goals, and then he gets injured for the rest of the season, you could still move him on if you don't want him.
I don't know, man. I think the issue is that how often is he going to be available? Yes, he gets injured, but like you win us 2 games and then you're injured for the rest of the, you know. Let's just put the rest of the season, right? We still have 15 games left of the season, give or take. You're only available for 4 of them. Like, I don't know.
What if it's 4 key games that is available and he scores and you win?
I don't know.
And then you still have Cole Palmer at false 9.
I feel like at that point, just save your pennies and just get Osimhen.
No, we're not doing Cole Palmer false 9 ever again. Never again.
He's going to do it against Liverpool.
No, actually, tell a lie. No, it makes sense in some games. Liverpool, it makes sense because they have aggressive centre backs that will push out and try and close him down when he drops deep for the ball. Doing it against an Aston Villa that are content to sit deep in their own box is pointless. So you need to be very selective with it. But Cole Palmer as a false 9 should only be a very selective solution to certain situations, not as a primary or even just not as a primary role. I don't think. He has to be playing right wing 90% of the time.
We still have some other strikers like Washington, that Whispers guy. They go Poch should have tried some of them in one of the FA Cup games or the Carabao Cup games to see if they're good or not. To see if we might not even need to get a striker or loan a striker, and then that could literally solve the problem for the rest of the season. Even if they don't score a lot of goals, if they chip in a bit, and you still have Cole Palmer scoring, Sterling probably chipping more, then
No, I agree. I would have definitely given Washington more of a chance, but just to try and unpick this Wilson thing, another thing, because I've seen a lot. There's been debates on Twitter, obviously, and a lot of the points I see to bring him, he's got experience. Yes, he's 31 and all that. I have to question the level of experience, because if you look before last season, his highest Premier League finish was 9th. So that has to come into it. We're not just buying any old 30-year-old player and say, oh, that's experience. We're not going to buy a 30-year-old from the Championship and be like, yeah, that's the experience we need. No, we need players that are going to be comfortable at the top level and that are going to help the younger players get comfortable at the top level. I don't think Wilson has that. I think that's definitely got to be factored in to some way. That's not to say he's not a good player, but he is just as unknown and not used to this level that we want to get to. He's just as unconditioned to that as our young players. So
I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, my biggest gripe with it is that he is extremely injury prone. He'll be available for 2 games and be out for 5, then come back for 3 and be out for 6. Go ahead, Ahmed.
It's a necessary question. We're not asking the right question. How tall is Callum Wilson, please? Can we just check?
He's like 5'10", isn't he?
Oh my god!
Too short.
Oh my days, man!
Broja was clear.
He's too short. And he's too old. Get him out of
Can't
here.
hit the balls, Mauricio. I'm too short. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous. Mauricio, I can't with you, man. But the other conversation that we're gonna have.
Can I just say something?
Oh yeah, talk to me. Yeah.
Well, in the UK it's the 29th, so it is what it is. But guys, today's the 29th. Tomorrow and the tomorrow after, well, the day we play is that deadline day. So I'll be honest, bro. If nothing's happening before this, then I don't think anything's gonna happen at all.
Tic tac. Tic tac.
No.
Tic tac.
The only other guy that I would talk about, that had a similar case that we had a similar case with was Enzo. And the thing of Enzo, though, we were chasing that guy for a whole month. Yeah. So in this one, we're not hearing anything.
No, but the links for this one started last week, and now we're hearing Wilson is keen on the move.
No, but the thing is, we haven't heard anything about Chelsea negotiating, Chelsea opening talks, and I also think it might be something for Newcastle where we're on, but Newcastle have a lot of FFP issues right now, where they're looking to try to sell.
They need to sell.
Maybe they're trying.
That's Callum Wilson trying to kill you right now, man.
Maybe they're just trying to pull out feelers out there. Innit? They're trying to pull out feelers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're right. There is only 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah. Starting, 1, 2, 3 more days left of the transfer window.
There's 2 days left.
Yeah, so the pressure is on to get some sales going, and I know the market's been dry. Listen, by the way, smash up. Well, we just got the 50 likes, so I have to give you guys 5 gifted subs. But also smash up the likes, because despite how dry this transfer window has been, it has been dry. I want you guys to deep this for a second. It is very likely that Timo Werner might be the best transfer of this window. Timo Werner to Spurs, the most exciting transfer of this window. And here I am trying to bring you content because it's been so fucking dry for this transfer window. And I'm sure other content creators are suffering as well. So it's not been an exciting transfer window when it comes to news and new players and all this shit. It's not been it. So, hey, like the stream so you can at least appreciate that.
Marshall, I've got one final thing on Callum Wilson.
Go for it.
This sort of transfer stinks of stopgap to me. I don't know about any of you guys. This just kind of reeks of a stopgap. And I've asked this question about other alternatives that have been branded as oh, we use Sky as a stopgap. Why didn't we keep Aubameyang then? Like, can someone answer me that? Because it would literally fulfill the same purpose. An experienced player that isn't going to be at the forefront of what we're trying to do in terms of as a starting piece. And we paid less for Aubameyang, by the way. We paid 10 million for him. Wilson would be 18 million. So can someone just tell me what the benefit of this is, rather than just keeping Aubameyang in the first place? Like, we should not be looking at stopgaps and options like this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I just gifted those 5 gifted memberships. Big up to B-Man. Big up to Felipe Courtois for the membership. Big up to how do I say this? Horizont Editar. Listen, I'm a man of my word. Horizont Editar. Horizont Editar. Big up to GOF. And I feel like I'm missing one here.
That's a category, man.
Where? I feel like, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the fifth one? Where's the fifth one? No, I don't see the fifth one. Okay, it says 5 gifted subs, so the fifth one will pop up eventually, I'm sure. But okay, wait, there's 5. Goff, GOF, Horizon Editor. Oh, Gabriel A. Here's the other one. Okay, Gabriel A. Big up. You guys enjoy the memberships, enjoy the emojis, enjoy the perks, and yeah, big up to everyone. Remember, we do have memberships starting at 99p.
Yeah, the
exactly.
Marshall link on
listen, it's listen, and you on that link, you'll see me put Alfonso Davies in the spliff. You know what I'm saying, man? So join up, starting at 99p for all your goody goods. Okay. But let's speak on the other person that we were actually there's interest for, which is Jonathan David. I feel like there's always interest for this guy every season, but let's speak on it. So, according to Telefoot and Giffen, maybe, I don't know. Get French Football News. Chelsea are interested. Chelsea are interested in Lil Jonathan David. He's never really tickled my fancy. Pause. So I'm not a big Jonathan David guy, but I mean, you watch Lil more than I do, Ahmed, and maybe Zuber. So I mean, you guys speak on this, I guess.
This is Zuber's favorite people.
Will he cook at Chelsea?
I don't think so.
Oh shit!
No, used to. No.
No anymore. Wow.
Just to pull a page out of Ahmed's book. Wait, just to pull out a page out of Ahmed's book for a second. How tall is Jonathan David?
Jesus Christ!
I don't think he's that tall, my guy.
Oh my god! You guys are not hitting the height requirement. You guys.
Mauricio.
Bro, this is the Chelsea FC theme park right here. You know.
Are you 25 or under? And are you above 6 foot? That's all we care about, man. That's the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, man. We're just Leonardo DiCaprio of Chelsea. Hey, man.
We set the bar high here at Chelsea. The height bar.
Over 25, in the words of, what's it called? Leonardo DiCaprio. Over 25, you're used goods. You know what I mean? I like them fresh.
Wait, yo. Wrong one. Hey, yo. You like some fresh. Hey, I mean,
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
So Jonathan David, you don't make the height requirement. You're not coming to Chelsea, and even if you did, I'm not that interested, to be honest. There's other. I feel like there's other targets. Again, just give me Victor Osimhen. I feel like we can get by this season with Nicholas Jackson, just enough, until the summer where we get Osimhen. I feel like the striker thing is not necessary this window. So, but there's one more striker that we do need to discuss is happening anymore. Let's talk on Benzema. So yeah, Benzema. I think this one's dead in the water. Here we have first tweet right here. Let me put it up. Chelsea are starting to show interest in Karim Benzema, according to Ed Aarons in The Guardian. And this shortly was followed up by this one. Transfer news live from L'Equipe. Studying the options of clubs signing the Frenchman who is unhappy at Al Ittihad. Am I lagging, guys, or am I okay?
A little bit just there, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm good now. But
you should be able to last to the end.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, so Karim Benzema looking like he's going to be stuck in Saudi. Some of these players are pretty disgruntled about being at Saudi in general. Benzema being one of them. But I don't know, guys. Is there really much to say on Benzema?
I guess not. I mean, the obvious stumbling block was going to be the wages.
Yeah. That was a big one for sure.
I mean, I guess the primary stumbling block before the wages even was that would the Saudi PIF even let him go, because how poorly that would reflect on their league, where you've already got players like Jordan Henderson, amongst others, that either have left or have expressed an interest in leaving and going back to wherever they had originally transferred from to go there. So, but then you got the wages as well. He's on $3 million per week, so that would have to be heavily favoured towards the Saudi club paying that in terms of a percentage and a proportion. And would they even be willing to do that? That's a huge question mark. And if you want to believe the age thing, the 25 and under policy, then I guess that applies as well. But it was just, I think you've also got to consider the fact that he's not played football in a while. I think this is like their league is concluded. He wasn't even training for a lot of time anyway, so he wouldn't even be coming in ready to go, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
right now it's summer in their league, by the way.
Yeah. This is their off season. Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, bro. You know what I mean? Saudi Arabia summers, mate. You know what I mean? I've got someone. Ziba can tell you how hot it is over there, man. You know what I mean? He comes from being light skinned to blick over there, so he can tell you. Hey Ziba, man, why they tell the streets, man? We're asking for your opinion.
It's very hot. Trust me, it's like 30 degrees, 30 degrees every day, even at night. It's very hot still. You have to have AC on all the time, or else you can't survive.
Hey, you heard it here from first, you know what I mean? From someone whose skin is definitely habitated against the sun, and even he can handle it. So, you know what I'm saying? If he can't handle it, man.
You're too much sometimes, Ahmed. I appreciate it,
though. What do you mean, bro? I'm just keeping it real, man. It's just real. If you can't handle it, man, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm meant to be handling sub-Saharan African heat. If you can't handle it, then you're in trouble.
You're not wrong. So with Benzema, yeah, like Oliver said, I think the biggest stumbling block was always going to be that wage. That wage structure.
To ask, Marshall, I actually forgot to ask this, bro. This guy hasn't really played in winter. He played in Spain. Spain's a hot country too.
Yeah. No, so I don't know. I mean, also, like, can he do what he was doing at Real Madrid in the Premier League at his age now? Like, I don't know. So. I have my doubts about that now. I think he's. But
the thing is, we don't even need, like, even if he didn't do that, it wouldn't be a disappointment. Like, if we got 70% or even 60% of what we did at Real Madrid, that's still, for our standard, in what we need, that's still fine. But you're literally looking at a guy that doesn't have any sharpness and that hasn't trained in months. So as a short-term loan, imagine if you took a month to get up to speed. You've wasted a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it would have been a nice little stopgap. It would have been a nice little moment to have like a world-class striker at our team. It would have been our nice like Ronaldo moment.
You know who we need? We need someone at strike. We need Ahmeds at strike.
No,
we don't. We don't need Touchy. We don't need another Touchy. We don't need Touchy 2.0.
You need me, bro.
No.
Build up play, elite. You know what I mean? Half turn, sensational. I've got my ACLs. You know what I mean? Maybe not in my left leg. Not in my left leg, but my right leg.
You guys have not seen this guy play. No.
Listen, sensational, man. You can ask Osimhen, man. My long range shot, sensational. My inside the box shot, sensational. My movement is aggressive. You know what I mean? I've got the physicality too, man. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Ahmed Abdi, striker. I'll even wear number 17. Sorry, number 15 in Drogba's name.
That's Jackson's number.
That's Drogba's number.
It's time to go!
Hey, listen, man. To beat all of the allegations, he needs to wear the number 9.
I'm willing.
True.
At number 1.
True. All
I'm
right,
willing to break the curse.
All right, he said he's willing to break the curse, man.
Ooh, nice.
We're getting to the very conclusion of the show. We're very close. A lot to talk about, ladies and gents. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. It helps out the channel, and subscribe. 60% of you guys that watch the channel haven't subscribed, and that's blasphemy. You're making it harder for yourself. You're making it harder for yourself to watch the show that you come here to watch. So hit that subscribe button. That way, it helps you out big time. And then, if you want to, pity subscribes, go over to the Ahmed.
Oh, guys, I'm literally 1 subscriber away from having 1.01k again. So it'd be really helpful if I could get there, lads. You know what I'm saying? 1.01. And tomorrow I'm actually doing a live stream tomorrow anyway. So for the crossover window. So
in all honesty, Ahmed has some quality streams that are going under the radar. So you guys got to go watch his content. Always talking knowledgeably about many players, like the next player that we're going to be discussing, which is Ahmed. You could speak more on this guy because I don't know who the fuck he is, which is why who is Duran? People have been going crazy about this player in all the wrong reasons, of course. So let's discuss this. Matt Law reporting Chelsea consider making pre-deadline bid for Aston Villa striker John Duran, who, by the way, is injured right now. So that's likely not to happen. But let's move on. Chelsea and Duran is quiet. No intention to proceed for an injured player. No bid, no negotiation, not advancing, according to Fabrizio Romano. Matt Law, you fraud. Let's continue on. And then, according to John Townley and Birmingham Live, right here from Chelsea Dodgers, Aston Villa are insistent that John Duran will not be leaving the club this month, despite interest from Chelsea. What's going on, Ahmed? Why are people losing their shit over this guy?
It's because he's only got he's only played got 2 goals, and I think a few appearances in the league. He's not played too much. He's from the MLS previously, but like if you had done some tracking, you would have known in the previous time that I think 18 months ago when he was at the MLS, the club were actually interested in buying him. So there was actually precedent there for him. Now, I think the thing with Duran is that he's very similar to Broja. If you look at apparently a lot of his stats.
Okay.
So this is pre-ACL with Broja, by the way. He's got the physicality, height. He's sort of he's got a sort of ability to be a target man, as well as like someone that's able to really push along too, if that makes sense.
Anyone else have any opinions on this Duran guy?
That's all it is, man. But I think again, it just comes back to the thing about like people think having Benzema in the squad or like having experience in the squad is going to be what changes everything, and that can be partly true. But like the thing again, I've said about this previously is that Benzema, the player, yes, he's hoops, but I'm not sure about the Benzema in his current form. If that makes sense. Like
I get that
he's barely trained and everything like that. If that makes sense.
Would you take this player at the club, Ahmed?
I wouldn't mind him. Again, if I know I'm gonna get Osimhen in the summer, I can hold it for the time being, bro. Because I know I can still get European League football with him. I've said this to you before, Marshall. I think we're gonna get European League football, whether we're like Arnold, even with Jackson up front. They trust him to give us European League football because of what he's able to do with the team.
But I got a question. How do you know he's gonna get more goals than what's called Mr. Broja right now?
How many goals has Broja got in the league?
2, I think, or 1.
2 or 1. So do you not think he can break that record?
How many goals does he have in the Premier League since he came?
2.
2.
No, this guy.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2. Still.
This season.
So I don't know how you expect this guy to score more goals in a Chelsea team where everyone's like.
But he's not starting, bro.
Them, huh?
But he's barely starting. He's only had 2 appearances.
So what you're saying he's going to become another Cole Palmer? Are we saying to get more minutes than he's going to score? It's not going to happen. Apparently, in MLS, he only had 8 goals as well. His high season, he had 8 goals in the MLS.
Yeah, but that was when he was 19 years old, broski.
In MLS.
Wow, he doesn't think highly of your league, mate. So you got to take that, Marshall.
Wait, say that again. I was lagging.
Zuba doesn't rate your league, bro. He's cussing out your league non-stop. So you got to take that.
It's getting better.
Duran, like
it's getting better. That's all I got to say. I don't have to defend MLS, man. MLS is whatever. It's not for everyone. Who wants to watch the Colorado Rapids? You know what I'm saying?
Again, Marshall is a casual in it, so like you know.
I mean, it's called Casually FC for a reason, but also who wants to watch Columbus Crew? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to watch Inter Miami? First of all, Inter Miami tickets are over the top expensive just for Messi. Fuck out of here, man.
I mean, they've got more than just Messi, bro. They've got Luis Suarez, Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba.
I forgot. Oh, they're actually assembling a proper dream team.
They're assembling Barcelona under Enrique. That's what they're assembling, bro.
They're assembling retired Barcelona.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to John Duran, though. I want to bring it back to the Broja thing, where it's like, you know, for now we literally just have to suffer. Like I made the joke about Conte earlier, but it's literally the truth. Like, there is no point in bringing in this player, be it temporarily or permanently, for 5 games, and then Jackson will be back to carry the load in that sense anyway for the rest of the season. And if when we get Osimhen, or if not Osimhen, then another sort of proven option up front. You'd ideally want Jackson to. I mean, depending on whether you think that Jackson can do this wing business or not. I'm not on the Jackson on the wing hype train. So Jackson's a striker for me. I want to keep him up front. So the ideal thing would be you get the established guy or the semi-established guy to play most of the games, and then Jackson relegates to the bench. If we bring in Duran and then we sell Broja, and then we still get the established striker, and then we keep Jackson at striker, then Duran's a third choice option, which we don't. There's no point. We got Washington. We've probably got some other guy in the academy. There's no real point for it, in my opinion. And you know, like you said previously, you know, the output just isn't convincing at any level, be it at Aston Villa or in the MLS. And one other thing to consider as well is his disciplinary record. I think he's averaging the highest yellow cards per minute in the Premier League this season.
But again, that's just from experiences, isn't it? You know, sometimes as a young guy, you know, you get a bit. What's it called? You know what I'm saying?
It's literally our problem, Ahmed. Like I get it, he's young and all that, but we need solutions to that problem. We don't need people that are going to compound it.
Fair enough. I hear you.
That's all.
Yeah. And on that topic, last one of the night, and this one's a little, you know, to the heart for me. I mean, I am a little upset about this potentially happening at the end of the season. And if you don't already know who I'm talking about, then here it is. Silva set to leave pretty much at the end of the season. Here we have Haters TV. Thiago Silva, after being asked about his rapport with Chelsea fans. I know with each game that ends, I have the feeling it's ending, so that makes me a little sad, a little cryptic, but
lagging, Marshall, lagging.
It's giving the implication.
Lagging.
Okay, sorry, a little sad, a little cryptic, but
come back out, bro. We hold the fort in the meantime.
We're almost done. We're almost done. So this is giving the implication that he's on his way out. He's getting close to either retiring or leaving Chelsea, which I think it's retirement. And it's sad because, you know, he's been such a great player for the club in the last 4 years that he's been here. And then we have the last tweet here from Secret Scout, who gets it. He has his sources and he does get it right from time to time. Thiago Silva will be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season via the Secret Scout. It's sad. I mean, if it were up to me, I would just say, like, just put this guy down as a Chelsea legend. It's just in the short time that he's been here, he's done phenomenal work at Chelsea. He's laid such a great foundation and groundwork for future center backs. And listen, I know he hasn't had the best season this season, but regardless, I got to give my kudos. You could say I'm glazing all you want, Ahmed, but this guy is the guy. This guy's the guy, man. This guy, I didn't expect much when he came in, and he is far, 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 far exceeded my expectations. So big up to Thiago Silva. I hope he gets like a standing ovation on the way out. I hope they pull out the tifo and the flag and the banners, everything. This guy is a legend in my book, man. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about Thiago Silva. That's all the glazing I have.
Yeah, I think Marshall, man, he's in tears because like he's had his esophagus destroyed in it. So I hear.
Whoa! Oh my God!
But people who don't know what the esophagus is, do your research to find out what the esophagus is. By the end of the day, he's had it destroyed right now. That's why he's in heavy tears. But it is what it is. Big ups to you, bro. How you feeling, man? No, you're not gonna tell us? Okay, fair enough. But
sorry,
listen,
I'm lagging a little bit here. I'm trying my best. Yeah. I'm holding out here pause.
No, but honestly, just going back to it, at the end of the day, man, when it comes down to it, yeah, man, being a loyal server, it is what it is. This season probably should have been his last, as I said to you guys before. This is probably going to be his phase out season, but it hasn't been because Pochettino decided we've got to play him non-stop. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's
any other words on any other closing words on Thiago Silva?
It's not really a lot apart from what I've said in previous streams. I think the only thing I've got to say really is because we've crossed that halfway point in the season. I am worried about our defence and the fact that we can't keep certain guys fit. And the fact that we keep having to overly rely on Thiago Silva in the way that we are, it's not good enough. And this isn't a criticism of the player, but we need to start getting to a point where, with the guys that we have, that we can move on into next season. If the plan indeed is to let Thiago Silva leave and his contract expire, then we need to be in a place where we can cope. And it doesn't look like we're making any progress towards that. Because we just simply don't see enough games where it's, instead of Thiago plus one, just two other different guys. We don't see that enough. So I'd like to start seeing that more. Hopefully, we need to get past Aston Villa in the replay, and then you've got to. Oh, I didn't post this to you, Marshall. They did the cup draw, FA Cup.
Oh, afterwards we're gonna get either
Leeds or Plymouth at home.
Yeah, Leeds or Plymouth.
We need Leeds because they are big. They're one of our biggest.
So we have either Leeds or Plymouth, depending on. Do they have a replay as well, or are they yet to play at all?
They played. They drew.
Okay, so if we can beat Aston Villa at Villa Park, then we face the winner of that replay. Hopefully we get Plymouth, and hopefully it's not as embarrassing as it was under Thomas Tuchel, that we can actually field some kind of different lineup without experience and actually do something. That would be an opportunity to do it, and maybe even in some games in the Premier League. But I'm worried about the lack of progress we've gotten. We've made this season in terms of moving into having an ability to rely less on Thiago Silva, whether it be fitness or whether it be just general defending. It's just. If we started next season tomorrow and Silva wasn't there, we would be in a mess.
Possibly. I don't know. We'll definitely be seeing.
And it's not even about the performances, because I've been one to say, along with many on this channel, that Silva's been inconsistent at best this season. It's literally just about having a partnership with another guy in the centre back position. It doesn't exist with anyone else in the squad.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and I do agree with like a lot of the criticisms that people have said about Thiago Silva this season, or just Poch in general this season with how he's been playing out these center backs and not.
I'm not sure, Marshall, man.
Really having
You,
a
man,
consistent pairing back there.
You've got a broken esophagus, so you know the way you've been talking about him, man. You talk about him like he's a generational baller.
Are we going to talk about how Raheem the Dream makes you have a bigger arch than him every time you call him out, and then he scores a goal and assist?
Oh my! Oh my!
Hey, listen. We're gonna shoot shots. I got shots back. Unlike you like to get the Raheem Sterling back shots, man.
That's not true,
I'm just saying.
That's not true, man.
Damn!
Listen, man. We're gonna cook. You know, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. That's what they say. And today, Marshall is cooking. Partially. But anyways, ladies and gents, we're done with the show. Big up to Ahmed, big up to Zuber, big up to Oliver, big up to Chris, big up to everyone that joined us today. Big up to every single one of you guys that joined today, who became a member. And big up to everyone who just got the gifted subs today. So thanks, guys, for getting us to 50 subscribes, or likes, I should say. Sorry. And also big up to Sarcasm City for the raid. Thank you so much. Always much love to Flawless and the men out there. Making their content, always entertaining stuff. So what's this hair in my face? So big up to them.
Give me the one subscriber, please, man. Anyone subscriber, please.
And yeah, go show some love and support to Ahmed. He is making some good content out there. Great player analysis, great content. Always up to date with the news. Working hard, man. So go show him some support.
Hey, listen, get Ahmed over the line like Jurgen Klopp failed to do in those 2 seasons.
Yes. Jesus Christ. So
there we go.
Ladies and gents, we will be rating This Is Football, Don Hassan. So go and put an arm around his shoulder. He's probably sad that Jurgen Klopp is leaving, man. You know. We don't like Chelsea. We're not a big Liverpool people out here, but a friend in need is a friend indeed. So put an arm around him, console him.
Nah, bro, we're taking that cup. We're taking that cup, man.
Nah, make him cry. Let him know.
Listen, man. Listen, we brought that era to end. We'll bring that era to end again. You know what I mean? We brought Gerard to tears. We're bringing Klopp to tears too. In the Carabao Cup.
Yes, let's go. Carabao Cup. Let's.
Era's come to an end, as Eric Ten Hag once said.
The late and great Eric.
I guess he was right. Bro.
Yeah, he spoke about himself. The small era.
Man. Men lie, women lie, but Chelsea career ending don't lie.
Oh my days. Ladies and gents, as always, smash up the subscribe. 60% of you guys that do watch have not subscribed yet. Make your life easier. Hit the subscribe so that you get the upfront notice that we are going live and you can watch us immediately. Also, be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It does help out the channel tremendously. Bell notifications so you're notified whenever we do go live. Description for Ahmed's channel, Sarcasm City's channel, all the stuff that you need in the description below. Make sure you check it out. And then also be sure to check out the comment section. If you made it to the end of the show, give me those fire emojis. Let me know that you have made it from the beginning to the end. You keep it tame, Ahmed. Be sure to let us know in the comments below your thoughts on everything that we discussed today. And as always, big up to all our members. Big up to all the new members that just joined, but especially special big up to our proper casual and higher tiered members who at the end of every show, we give them a shout out to show our thanks and gratitude. So that's going to go out to OG Turbo Jesus, Dark, Scott, Adrian, Will, A. Solomon, and Hassan Nawaz. So big up to you guys. Appreciate the support. And before we finish, Ahmed's closing thoughts.
Osama, even to Chedivan, Rouse.
Okay. On that note, stay casual. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. See you over on This Is Football.